Let's let the machine warm up and hum a little bit.
Sweet.
How's it
What are you
going,
drinking?
man?
Good. What are you drinking?
Right now, like not until the middle of the show do I take a shot, but right now this segment's brought to you by Monster Energy Drink.
Oh yeah.
Let me go
What,
ahead and,
what
but
flavor?
it's a
What flavor?
coffee latte one.
Yeah.
Coffee latte. So I'm addicted to coffee, all things coffee. So sometimes it's just a mental thing. Like I'll have some coffee and it just might, your mind reacts to like, oh, this should have caffeine in it. Therefore, you
Absolutely.
feel more up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's placebo or what, but it's kind of working.
Perfect. It's what we need right now.
It's what we need. It's what we
See,
need.
and I've always been a coffee drinker, but I'll be dead honest with you. Mountain Dew works perfectly for me.
Mountain Dew is awesome. And
I know.
I do the Dew.
Yeah. I do the Dew.
I do
Every
it.
morning. I crack open a Dew.
Every morning? Is that your morning ritual? Is to have a Mountain Dew?
Instead of coffee, I just open a bottle of Mountain Dew.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I'll start every morning with just a Mountain Dew. That's it.
It's incredible. And you're refreshed, you get to work, my tongue gets tied. I can't really function.
Yeah.
Without something like that. There is nothing better than to wake up in the morning for me and crack open the coldest can of Coke possible. And I know it just makes me more thirsty, but it's just so delicious.
Here's the thing with Coke. Coke gives me the hiccups. It is so carbonated.
It's so carbonated.
That I love a nice ice cold Coke. Especially McDonald's. If you can
go
to McDonald's and get a McDonald's Cokes, they got a special fucking recipe that they worked out with Coke.
Yes,
they
sir.
Really did.
Did you see that? Are you saying that because you saw it this week? I found out that each corporation has their own mix. Did you know that?
No, I just knew that the best Coke you ever get is fucking McDonald's.
McDonald's, period, hands down. And I think they paid extra for that because not everybody. Fix that really quick. That's really bothering me. Not every corporation has the same mix.
Yeah.
So some of them will be. That's better. Some of them will be like less syrupy, more water. It's all about the concentration to water and syrup, and I think, by far and totally proven, they have the most carbonated one, which acts perfectly with the amount of syrup and water. It's amazing. I didn't know that.
On ice, like Coke on ice. Like that is fantastic. McDonald's Coke, phenomenal. Coke out of a can, I'll pop it and I'll take 3 chugs and I get hiccups instantly.
How about a glass bottle? You like that?
Glass bottles are good. Yeah.
Hiccups there?
Occasionally. But that's why I stick to Mountain Dew. I've never gotten the hiccups off Mountain Dew.
You know what gets me hiccups every time? And it's so sad because I love it so much. It's bad for you, obviously. Especially when I played sports. Little chaw, little chewing tobacco. Every time I do chewing tobacco now, I start, even the pouches, I start hiccuping. I can't swallow it. It's just like a violent hiccup that just fucks you up forever.
I'll get one big giant one to start off with. I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, that sounded like a pterodactyl. That was not good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next week on Midnight Media, dinosaurs.
Yes. Oh, that's not a bad topic.
Right.
It's actually not a bad topic. So, I like the Married Couple podcast checking in and saying, add rum to that Coke, and I'm good.
Let's check out the chat here. What's everybody doing? Oh, let's say hello. Oh, let's start with here. Also, is it the best Coke? No, cherry Coke is the best Coke. I think everybody knows that.
I think actual Coke might be the best Coke.
Regular recipe? Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
OG Coke.
And rum and Coke. And I'm good. I know.
Yeah. Listen, a solid rum and Coke, you can't go wrong with it.
It's called a Cuba Libre, which little people know about, and I am from the Cuba. So
yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
I ordered that had to order that at the NFL draft. Literally, that's what they called it at the NFL draft.
A Cuba Libre?
Right, yeah.
Excellent. Keep it real, man. Keep it real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bet, you know what, speaking of Cuba, and to segue into what we're talking about, I bet some freaky shit happens in Cuba. As far as the things we're talking about, so isolated.
Yeah.
Sam I am hiccups perpetually like 5 or 10 times a day. Wow.
Yeah. Total witness. She totally does.
She does, right? And what does she hiccup at? Like, is it just carbonated stuff?
At random times. She'll just be like, yeah, and then I was walking down the street and I'm like, okay. She's like, sorry about that one. Like,
people think she's loaded all day.
Yeah. They must. I don't know. I'm used to it. I don't think it's anything odd.
No.
It's just, she just gets, it's like, if I hiccup, I'm probably going to hiccup for like 3 minutes straight. And
Yep.
after 3 minutes, I'm cussing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
hands on my hips, like motherfucker,
you better fuck off.
You've picked up wrong, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck with. Yeah.
Yes. That's me. I get fucking mad hiccups. But
Yeah.
she's super good at the just one hiccup and moves on for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, all right.
I think that's more like it's more like you're catching, like she's catching like a big wind instead of like a hiccup for me is like when you can't get rid of it.
Yes.
She's just like, she probably just like, intakes whatever she needs and expels,
yes.
like a one.
Expels the rest.
One at once. But the worst is there's a guy who, like, we can talk about different shit like this all day, but there's a guy who hasn't stopped hiccuping in like 60 years.
Dude, I would kill myself.
I would kill myself.
I would kill myself.
I would throw myself off a fucking building. 1000%.
If I hiccup for 3 hours, I'm super pissed. If I go, I couldn't imagine going 24 hours, let alone a week,
a year,
a month, a year, or add that onto that. If I lived my whole life every day, my whole conversation, my whole shopping trips, my whole everything was interrupted by the hiccups, I'd be like, it's a sign.
Everything you've ever done in your life is defined by hiccups. Could you imagine that?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, look, it's the hip hop. It's a hiccup guy. Rocksteady says, "What's up, guys?" All the way from Kick. He's listening on Kick. That brings me to my segue. It's perfect. Thank you, James.
Perfect.
As always, my name is AC. This is my friend James. He's joining us for this UFO discussion we've been having for about 3 weeks now. This is the third installment of it. Yep. And there's just so much to cram in one. We'd be on for like 6 hours, and that's not conducive to anyone's job. So we're breaking it up, and we've broken it up. The first one was just awesome, kind of breaking down, the headlines. The second one, we dove into, no pun intended, the ocean, and we looked at Avi Loeb and people that are scraping the ocean literally with a magnetic sled and bringing up particles from Papua New Guinea, which is amazing. And
that one was actually super hilarious.
That was great. If I implore anyone, first of all, thank you so much for all the new subscribers on YouTube. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for joining this madness. I'm kind of all over the place. We'll do UFO stuff and creepy stuff and talk about the things that really kind of interest me. Yep. But then I'll also comment on some shorts, which I have to thank all my new subscribers and everybody for almost over 18,000 views in the last 3 days. So I really appreciate that. That's a lot of support that I never saw.
That's amazing.
Before. Yeah, really awesome. So thanks.
Yeah.
And we got technically that was a new story I did. He hiccups for 60 years straight, and then one day he stopped. In about a year or so after that, he died. Fuck. That sucks.
And then they followed up with that. No, for real, he's dead now.
I know that was, and he's dead now.
Yeah,
like, yeah, for real.
His life pattern, that he was so used to for years was interrupted. It's like you hear about married people, right? They're married for 60 years, and then one of them passes.
Yep.
And the life cycle just, your daily routine, your daily stuff is just interrupted, and you're like, I'm done too.
Yeah. Well, I guess you get on the life cycle of the person. You're there so long. You know how chicks get their, they get in rhythm with other chicks in their monthlies.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got to be something biological. Why would we ever think that couldn't happen?
Right.
So if you die of a broken heart, I'm sure there's a technical term for that. When you just shut down because your body just lost the will to live, because chemically someone that matched with you for so long is no longer there to match with you. There's got to be some, I'm not a scientist. There's got to be some,
your biorhythms, your whatever intake you had that was keeping you up, getting up in the morning and taking care of business is no longer there.
The want to get up and be like, yeah. The question is, would he have lived longer if he kept hiccuping? That's the big question. That's my friend Mark, all the way from Middle Valley, California.
Thank you. That's
what do you maybe. I mean, okay. And 60 years of hiccuping, are you going to, or would you take? You know what? I'll just ride this bitch out. I've done it for so long. I'll go ahead and keep hiccuping as long as I don't die. right? Or would you want to live one more year without the hiccups and then die?
Or do you just approach it from the point of view that you're like, this is my thing. It's what I do every day. I get up and fucking hiccup for 60 years. It's my partner. And then after 60 years, I mean, how old could the dude have been? Maybe 76?
Yeah, I mean, if you back in the day, he got married at that point. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sorry, talking about the hiccup guy. Yeah, I mean, he's probably like 80. He's never done it, and then he's like, give me 1 year of peace. Just give me one fucking year of peace.
Right, and
I don't need this in my life.
That 1 year peace was boring. He was like, well, this sucks.
Well, it sucks. I guess I'll just fucking die.
Yeah, I lost my mojo. Totally lost my mojo.
So Rocksteady says, I went ahead and he's on Kick, which doesn't for some reason show the messages people send on Kick, but from Kick, Rocksteady says, I almost died of a broken heart, and he did. Almost died, which
I get it.
I'm so sorry. We were all there for you. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, Rock, I'm not going to say that, I don't think everything happens for a reason, but for some reason, maybe a coincidence, we started a pretty cool podcast after that. So, they can't be all bad.
You know what? Sometimes I think it's all about perspective. Like, as in, they say, when one door closes, another door opens.
Another door opens. How convenient.
It's super generalizing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's about perspective on how you look at your day when you get up. You go, wow, yesterday totally sucked. I got fired. I got this, or I got divorced, or whatever the case may be. But then all of a sudden you're like, but today this happened, or X happened, or I met this girl, or it just, sometimes I think it's just how you view the world. Like, you can go on being a what's the term? Nancy, wah, wah, everything's fucking terrible. There's a term for it.
I heard in a rap song one time, if I can add to this, in a rap song, a rap lyric by Black Alicious, rest in peace, one of the members. But he said, you can choose to say good morning, God, or good God morning. You know what I'm saying? So you can
yeah.
If you're religious or not, you can wake up going, okay, good morning. Let's take on this day. Let's see what is available to me, how I can manipulate it to my whim. Or you can say, good God, here we go again. So
I got to do it again.
I don't think it's anything about religion. It's about the perspective we were talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Taking it on.
It's all about even the old terms. Like, it's just how you approach the day. It's perspective on it. Mm-hmm. Like, when one door closes, another door opens. That just means everything that got fucking shut off. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? Today, you approach them from a different angle.
You can turn it back on.
Right. Because you no longer in your head think that I've got to approach my day at this direction.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, look at all these lanes I have.
And routines are good. Having a routine and a plan is good, but you have to also be a little bit nimble and kind of flexible to bend to the will of the day as well, because your life happens. There's people. I think about everybody. I thought about this the other day, and we'll get into aliens right now, I promise. But I thought about this the other day. All the people that I know, all the people that you know, all the people that your friends know and acquaintances that you know, that's a lot of people. A lot of people doing chaotic entropy type things where they're just going places, driving, going in planes, taking train, like going to Europe. There's no way in hell. Everyone's doing. There's so many chances for you to get a phone call and just say like, hey, this person's no longer with us, or this happened to so and so. Because just statistically, there's so many people that we know or know someone that knows that could affect their life. Anything can happen at any moment. And I think it's a symptom of getting older where you start thinking about people's mortality, how old people are, and you start thinking about how, what happens to you at this age and things like that. And I guess it's normal, but entropy is happening. Everything is falling apart all around us at all times. And the way the world is, we just can't have our finger on everybody at all times. So you kind of live on the verge of like, is that phone, like no one calls me, my phone rings. It better be scam likely. I hope my, uncle isn't in a car crash. You think about so many different things, or things you didn't think about when you were a kid.
No, when you're a kid, you're like, when is school over so I can go play Nerf football?
Let me get this ham sandwich. Give me movie tickets. Where are we going tonight? What's up this weekend? We going to the water park?
Oh my God. If I would have been raised with a ham sandwich, that would have been great. All I had was fucking bologna and fucking Miracle Whip. That's why I hated sandwiches.
I love bologna and I love Miracle Whip. Are you kidding me?
I hate both of them. I grew up on that. Every time I would come in the house, I'd be like, I'm hungry. My mom would be like, make a sandwich. I'm like, nope. That's why I got in. That's why I love cereal. Because that was the out, was grab a bowl of cereal. So I could pound a bowl of cereal real quick and go back out and play. But it didn't dawn on me till I was about 14 years old when we went on vacation with extended family. And my aunt, I came in from playing on the beach in Myrtle Beach or Nags Head, North Carolina. And I came in and we had extended family renting one beach house. And I came in and my aunt goes, grab a sandwich. And I go, oh, fuck. Because it takes me back to being the kid. I'm like, fuck.
Like, shit, I get a twitch. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is it bologna?
Right.
Damn it, Janet.
And right, exactly. And then and I grabbed a sandwich and I ate it and I was like, that was the best sandwich ever. I'm like, that was amazing. Like, what's different?
I just use roast beef and not bologna.
She used actual ham.
Oh wow!
And then she used real mayo instead of Miracle Whip, and that light bulb popped up. Boop, and I went, I fucking hate Miracle Whip. I will never fucking eat that again in my whole life, and I literally have never eaten it ever again. I've never bought it. I've never paid a dime to whoever makes Miracle Whip. I buy Hellman's real mayo every single time.
I have both. We had this discussion 2 weeks ago with my brother and some family. We're just sitting around talking about Miracle Whip versus mayonnaise. I'm the only Miracle Whip guy. People were confused as to how it worked. I'm like, it's a salad dressing. I'm like, it's mayonnaise consistency. You can, whatever. But that was, I don't know, it's a big thing for us. We used to eat all types of shit like that. I just never grew out of bologna. I just like it. I also like force meat. I like, like mincemeat. I also like something that no one likes is liverwurst. I love liverwurst.
I don't love liverwurst.
It's awesome.
But the only reason I don't like bologna is because bologna's a flat hot dog. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. If you like your hot dogs flat,
it's a flat hot dog.
Yeah.
I love hot dogs, cheese dogs. I'm great with them. Bologna was the one fucking constant lunch meat that made my sandwiches shitty, aside from Miracle Whip. Like the combination of bologna, Miracle Whip, and fucking Wonder Bread.
I got you.
As a kid growing up, I was like,
I know your fucking weaknesses now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wait till you come back to Vegas.
Oh,
when you come back to Vegas, you come hang with me.
Don't tell me it's going to be a bologna party.
It's going to be a bologna party. I'm going to buy all different types of bologna, make tiny little bologna sandwiches, longer ones. Everything's going to have bologna in it somehow.
I don't know.
The hamburgers are going to be 20% bologna.
It sounds a lot like a sausage party.
Right.
Usually the ones I don't show up to.
The bologna's a little thicker, so at least you have that. So dying of a broken heart is called stress-induced cardiomyopathy, says the Married Couple podcast that suddenly has a degree in medicine. Amazing. How did you know that?
Or access to Google.
Or access to Google. That's true.
Yeah.
And he didn't die, but Rocksteady, our very good friend Rocksteady from Australia, he says he almost died of a broken heart. He did have a heart attack about 2 years ago, but I guess what he got was stress-induced cardiomyopathic event. Let's call it that. So
cardiomyopathy.
Yeah. I try to make it a longer word. Cardiomyo. You know what we're talking about. So
myopathy.
We're glad it didn't finish like that sentence. So that's
listen. That's probably better than dying from an alien fucking.
Is it?
An alien probe.
Is it? I don't know about that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know about that.
Which one's going to freak you out more? Dying of a broken heart. You're so sad you just don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
And you fall over. Or some weird being with big eyes and a glowing ship and they stick one of these in your butt, and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I can't take this. Like, I could do a lot of shit, but no alien probes.
Just tell the aliens I don't do butt stuff. I don't do, but you can scoop up my eyes, pull my teeth out. Just don't touch my butt. And you would think after maybe 70 years of confirmed abductions, you would think that they would be done with the ass play. But for some reason, they have continued because they need to understand the inner workings and idiosyncrasies of our asshole.
It's orifices, right?
If you notice, I mean, there's every planet shaped like a butt. Just saying, like a big old butthole.
No, never thought about that.
Is that a coincidence? I think not.
Could be.
So anyway, guys, welcome to the first 20 minutes of this show where we were just bullshitting, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like Miracle Whip, if you hate Miracle Whip, baloney, or anything like that, let us know.
Yeah.
We have IG open. IG has, other than my Midnight Media page, right there, if you click that, you'll be able to leave us a message or leave us a written message here, wherever you're watching. Or,
perfect.
Yeah, go ahead and send us a voice message on Midnight Media _TV, and that's where I'll be able to play that live. If you have a question, you want to bullshit with us, if you love baloney, let us know. So getting into probably the last show of this for a little bit, we'll take a couple weeks off, but I wanted to touch upon probably the biggest UFO guy, the name that everybody knows, aside from the people that we talked about already, like Stephen Greer, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp. We come to another Las Vegas tie, which is Bob Lazar. Yes, yeah, you got it. Yep. And Bob Lazar lived in my town. He is a propulsion engineer. The man is a genius. Just by listening to him speak, if anybody has seen the Joe Rogan episode that has millions and millions of hits, we'll play a little bit of it now so you can kind of understand who this person is for those who have never heard of it. If not, it's kind of revisionist history. And if you have a comment about it, let us know. That way we can kind of extrapolate some more information, things we hadn't thought about before. Off the cuff, I just feel like the man is telling the truth just because how learned he is. If he's a con man, just like everybody else in this field, if you are that, and if you're trying to chupacabra us, then I think we're going to know, because we've seen charlatans. And if you're that good at being a charlatan, you're the king of the fucking charlatans,
Yeah.
So his story's never changed. And in 30 plus years, he first came out in 1989. Everybody thought he was kind of bullshitting, but he just put this on the map. He put Las Vegas on the map as a place where you can be UFO adjacent, if you will.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some basic Bob Lazar stuff. We'll try to go a little fast because I want to cram not only this. I want to look at some animals that might look like they're alien, like they might have dropped, and maybe they're the actual aliens watching us. There's a lot of animals like that in the world, and we're going to take a look at Representative Tom Burchett. He was on the Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp podcast called Weaponized, which I love. I wait for it every week. And he is really, really into this. He actually went with Matt Gaetz to an actual location to talk to somebody. And they got real uncomfortable when the people started actually talking, because they actually have papers. They made a phone call and they were like, hey, is this guy legit? And they were like, yep, talk to him. And they made some suits real uncomfortable. So we're going to take a look at that. And so let's start with Bobby Lazar.
Sweet.
Bobby. So, Bob, right? Oh, that's we are here. Wait a minute. Okay, so Bob Lazar. Sorry about that. I lost the page I was on. The day after me, January 26th. He's an American businessman and conspiracy theorist. I hate how they already put that in there in Wikipedia. I wonder how many people changed that. Who claims he was hired in the 1980s to reverse engineer extraterrestrial technology. And this work supposedly occurred in the secret base called S4, a subsidiary installation of the alleged. We all know it's real now. Of course, and you know it well. Your father would go there daily. Yeah. So this is a real thing. This is tangible. I'm not sure why these things are put in terms of like alleged and maybe someone, I don't know. No, we know, dude. We know. And it might not be exactly what we think. It might not be the fact that, that very disc is there. that we want to see, and explain so much with like one picture or just one like brief press conference, we would be perfect. We just know exactly what's going on. Now, that's for the people who can handle the truth. That's the whole thing. Now, we know it's there, and we know it's there because your father went there every day, and so that's no longer in question. What's in question is what is underneath. How many reverse engineered crafts they've actually been able to extrapolate from fallen wreckage, and how far that thing goes down, for example. Because if you look at it overhead, it's not a very large place. There are tons of hangars, and we know that certain things like, the SR-71 back in the 70s, the spy plane, came out of there, right? Those are the best test pilots in the world go.
Absolutely.
Why not have reverse engineered craft from something that you found? Now, it's plausible to me. So, so he purports that he examined alien crafts, and the U.S. government briefing documents described over 10,000 human affairs for the past 10,000 years, which is what they were assessing. His claims brought the addition of conspiracy-fueled Area 51 talk surrounding this whole classified activity, and his assertions have been analyzed and rejected by ufologists, but also people who read body language, right? Which is the same thing that David Grush is kind of suspected to go through. That you have to go through these motions so people can. There's some people who are just never going to believe you and figure out every way to discredit you, and there's some people who are just want to believe so bad that they'll overlook blatant evidence to be able to, just corroborate. It's cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias at the same time.
Sure.
So confirmation bias is when you want things, you try bending things around your narrative so they make sense. Right. So he has no evidence. Let's put that out there. He has no physical evidence, but the fact that he is learned, he went to MIT, which is scrubbed now. He also worked at Los Alamos base, which is also scrubbed now. So the claim is that he basically made all this shit up, and also he is not who he says he is as far as his education. So that sounds like a great way to discredit someone that you don't want talking. But in doing so, I believe it's made the huge story out of like something that could have been maybe swept under the rug a little better. But he came out in Las Vegas News and he was like, there you go, buddy. In fact, this just came to my mind. You were here in '89 in Las Vegas. Did you ever see that one with this famous like Dahmer glasses he has?
Probably, but I'll be honest with you. I was in '89. I was 18 years old. I wasn't worried about news stories and UFOs. I was chasing booty around town.
Of course, that's the number one, dude. Absolutely. I don't blame you.
No, it's at all. It's the truth. I was chasing booty around town, but there was UFO talk all around me. So I was like, I don't know what to believe. You know what? But I know where this girl lives.
It was friggin' hot and heavy. It was hot and heavy for a while.
Yeah. I had priorities.
Is this really live? How am I the only one watching? It's such an important topic, especially nowadays. Oh, thanks. Gigi.
Thank you, Gigi.
Absolutely, man. Nice to meet you. Please follow me. We're gonna, we do this. We have two prior to this. If you're on Twitch, that's totally fine. I know Twitch doesn't keep the videos for too long. I think it's like 2 weeks, but if you go to YouTube or I think that's the only place that's going to keep the library. But you can go back and see the other talks we had last week. We talked about Avi.
We're on 3. Jump on the first 2.
Yeah,
especially the first one.
Yeah,
it'll put this one into perspective
for sure. And if you find this interesting, I'm pretty sure that you already have a good knowledge about stuff too. So please feel free to comment. If you're on Instagram, you can always leave me a message, a live voice message that I can play live. Questions.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Do you like bologna? Are you into Miracle Whip? Do you believe in aliens? The hard questions, the real things that we need to discuss here.
Life-changing questions.
That's right. Well, really nice to meet you, Gigi.
Per mayonnaise.
It's both, man. Sometimes I feel like a helmet sandwich. Sometimes I feel like, you got to finish it off with a little Miracle Whip. But we are truly live in 6 different places, Gigi. All over the place. Twitch, YouTube, D Live, Facebook, Twitter. We're live. If you find this interesting, any of your friends think that you might benefit from this, go ahead and share the live. We'd appreciate it.
For sure.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. And my follow's on the way. So here we have Bob Lazar, which is on the famous Joe Rogan episode. That's let's see how many hits this thing has.
This one has me super curious. Not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, he's the closest thing that we have, right? He's the closest. He's the closest that we have to.
He might be. He might be number one whistleblower.
Number one, and for years.
Yeah.
Just on these are just clips, and this clip has 11 million views. So here he is, kind of going into it in a little bit more detail. But the guy, you tell me on the other side what you think about this guy's credibility.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Now, I'm not in. Believe it or not, I'm not into UFOs. I don't follow stories or,
Even after your experiences?
No, I'm fascinated with the technology, and it irks me like every night I go to sleep that, that it was my own doing, essentially, that prevented me from continuing on in the project. I mean, that to be on that cutting edge of technology is so alluring to me.
Right.
But by the same token, I don't really care that there's aliens or where they come from. I mean, the prize is the technology, and that's what I'm fascinated by. But so I don't listen to UFO stories and that sort of thing. But George Knapp is, he's the guy that has the contacts and tries to thread everything together. And what he recently told me is he found, I don't know, it was either documentation or people that he spoke to. It's that the existence of this project, the project that I was on, it's something that they seem to take out every 8 or 10 years.
So that's a very specific memo, and this is actually, this is the first time I'll be very clear with people about it. It's a big topic of conversation right now. It's called the Wilson Memo.
This is Jeremy Corbell. I'm just going to stop it right here. This is Jeremy Corbell. For those who don't know, Jeremy Corbell is a Las Vegas resident. He is really big in the UFO community. He and George Knapp have a podcast called Weaponized. It's on YouTube, which I will try to link here at one point, maybe at the bottom of my channel, or make it one of my favorite channels, so you guys can access it if you want to watch it. It really goes into depth, and we're going to go see Representative Burchett here in a second from Tennessee, and it's going to make a little bit more sense. But this is when he was on, Joe Rogan, and he went on. Bob Lazar is more than capable of speaking on his own, but this kind of lends a bit of the other arm of Jeremy. Jeremy's an investigative reporter, but he's also claims that people tell him stuff that he may not should know, right? So this is who that is, just so anybody's like, hey, who the fuck is Bob? This is Jeremy.
You can look it up. Admiral Wilson met with a scientist who's actually was featured in one of my films. Everybody has been debating whether or not this document of a conversation with a sitting admiral at the time is a real document. It's an actual conversation that happened, and this document is real. Everybody wants to know. The world is going crazy right now in the UFO world. I'll tell you straight up right now, I'm in the position to know, and it is a real document, that it is real. So the conversation you read in that conversation was had. I can't attest to every...
You're not being very clear.
Sure.
Please.
No problem. So there was a document that is circulating right now that is really big. It's going around everywhere. People are...
I felt like Joe didn't really like him in this, till later. And then he said that Jeremy Corbell's his friend. But in the he was really like, who the fuck are you, bro?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it. And the way he would circle around, he wasn't the best present. This is the first time I ever saw Jeremy Corbell, and I was like, this guy's a douchebag. And I look like this guy. Like I had, till like a couple weeks ago, I had a long beard just like this guy. And I got the gray, I'm talking about the gray parted hair, we come from the same planet.
Listen, you earned all that blonde. I earned all that blonde too. Fuck off.
Oh man, but yeah, I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I just don't like the cut of his jib, but over time, I understand who he is. He has to do things in a certain way. He has to vet people, and I get it.
Sure. Asking and
what is this document?
It's called the Wilson Memo, is how you can find it online. Or the Wilson Leak.
There it is. Jimmy's got it. The Wilson Memorandum. Use of human volunteers.
No.
Make sure that was it. Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Admiral Wilson meets with this scientist, and they have this discussion, oddly enough, at special projects at EG&G. And if I remember, the document is from 2001. I'm telling everybody right now, it's real.
Okay.
And we'll see. My history is pretty good with saying if something's real or not, right? So here we go. The document comes out. They meet at EG&G special projects. In 1989, they stumble into a problem. this happens, they put the technology away, and then they bring it back out and see if material science has caught up and if they can make any progress. So this document kind of talks about this process.
There's an important distinction here that probably the whole reason for doing this part of the video came about is because I want to make this point very clear. We have technology way more advanced than we can possibly imagine, right?
Sure.
However, oh, by the way, what's up? Shout out TC All-Star, my boy from Destiny. We're playing Destiny since Destiny 1. What's going on, bud?
What up, TC?
Yeah. So we got one from we got another one here. I'll play that just in a second. I gotcha. Nice to meet you too, man. Follow on the way. Thank you so much. So I want to make the distinction that people have already engineered this shit. There's hangers of things that people are working on. And what happens is over time, they kind of like release a little bit and then they check to see the state of technology. It's a trickle thing. And then they find out, okay, can this be done? No. Okay. If not, they recede it back. And what they'll do is they'll just put it in the shadows until it makes sense. So nothing is super like if someone showed you a ship that can do 0-point energy and like we talked about last week, octagonal craft the size of 3 helicopters, that if they took off, they wouldn't disturb a coconut. If you saw that today, you'd be like, that is mind shattering. I'm going to go fucking jump in the ocean. This is crazy.
Right.
Everything I know
we're being invaded.
Right.
This is,
but maybe that was possible back in like the 80s, but then they trickle feed us all these alien movies and then like Independence Day and all this kind of stuff. And now if a fucking submersible UFO comes out of the ocean, we'll be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense, right? Like, like before we'd have people jumping off buildings. Like in 1929, when the stock market crashed, people were jumping off buildings. Imagine if they saw that, and I think we'd be at that stage.
It'd be the end of the world.
It'd be another world.
Most of the American public that's, let's say, just in tune with their daily life. They're not going to believe in aliens. They're not going to believe in spacecrafts. They're not going to believe in anything other than, listen, God made Earth and Mother Nature is going to water the corn and then we're going to grow a great crop tomorrow and we got a John Deere tractor. Like, they're never going to shift out of that gear. Their minds will be blown if something actually fucking showed up.
Well, this ties into the question that our new friend has. It could change immediately. It could. I think the sentiment would change immediately. I don't think industry would change immediately because if we think we're on the cutting edge of even talking about this, we're way late. The people who are really making the decisions at BP, Exxon, Mobil, Shell, all these people are having those meetings already because this has been happening. Now that we're caught up, we have like the little computers to be able to like talk about this to 100 people at a time. This has been in the works forever. This has changed the world. That thing is already made, and now it's being trickle fed to us. Is what I think. Only because they realize, I mean, they're not going to just. Let me read this question, and I'll answer that one like all together.
You would dump 99% of American public on their fucking asses if you actually came out and proved shit to them and went, look, boop, and you got a flying saucer that went up and like, we reverse engineered it and we have aliens and their aliens are alive and we have their technology. 99% of American fucking brains would melt immediately.
Some more than others. And I was going to talk about the religious aspect we were going to talk about as well. Before we do that, I have a question for you guys. Am I the only one that sees how Jeremy Corbell and Stephen Greer disagree a lot? It kind of makes sense to me that they see each other as enemies, especially when you see how Jeremy kind of diminishes Greer's opinions. Yes, I do see that. Let me hide that so I can read the rest of it.
Actually, the
on how
no.
alien energy.
The answer is no. You're not the only one who sees that because we all
see it. And I see it because there's different ways. I think there's different factions within the Disclosure Project where people are trying to, almost like a grift, right? They want to extract as much money they can along the way, right? They're constantly going towards this thing that they can't stop because, the world is moving, time is moving linear, and the world is opening, and there's some secrets you just can't hide anymore. But they have different ways. So like there's like the Tom DeLonge people, there is the Jeremy George Knapp people, there is the Stephen Greer people. The Stephen Greer people, I take a grain from everyone that I can. Tom DeLonge screwed himself a little bit on that Joe Rogan episode where it looked like he was on like fucking 400 milligrams of Adderall. He was fucked up. So you really, and I think at that point when people do that, that might be controlled opposition, because if a lot of people are out talking about it, and then one guy that's super famous like makes a total ass of himself talking about it, it's going to discredit the whole thing. It's just, it's like, these people are all fucking window lickers. The point is, so the question that was given on Twitch was, have we seen it? Yes, we have, because I think they're adversaries in the same grift. They're going to come to the same movement because it's happening. However, how you get there, I think different people want to get there differently. One, Stephen Greer has more of a metaphysical, kind of a new age take on it. He meditates, he calls aliens. They, in a field in like Sedona, Arizona, the guy's like super enlightened. He's a doctor, but he's also he's also a scientist. He has all these claims. I'm not sure, like, as much as I love him and I want to believe what he's saying, I have to think he also can be controlled opposition. However, the message is always military. So if you think about the military's response to aliens, it's going to be hardcore, right? Like, we're just going to like put all the guns that we have directly, we're going to point them at the ship as it's descending. Should we do that? That would be kind of, I don't know, the military's take on it, people, the whistleblowers, people that know what's going on the inside. Stephen Greer comes at it from like, we need to like meditate and we need to like accept these things and they're fourth dimensional, and we, trust me, if they wanted to be seen, they're going to be seen, all of that. So they come from another plane. There's way more powerful. Then there's like the Lua Elizondo, like head of ATIP and all this shit. I believe that he's kind of controlled opposition released by the government, because it was like it was like a diarrhea of like, here we have aliens and blah, 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 there's stuff. And then I think there's a huge shift from 2017 to now. And then now you have to figure out, it's almost like, like buying a car. We all need to drive. Now you have to figure out what car you want to drive. You want a BMW? Are we going Honda with Tom DeLonge? Are we going, Toyota with, and then it's like, what vehicle are we going to get to? What message do you prefer?
Yeah. Does anybody else feel like that the reason it's become a hot topic, the reason that we're faced with all this evidence, quote unquote evidence, are people just trying to get famous or more famous, or are we just getting into that information overload where so many people are saying this actually happened, this is my experiences, this is what's going on? And are we hitting the point now where the barrier is starting to break down, where you're
can't control it?
To the American public, you're like, you can't control this anymore.
No, that's why I said, like,
you can't keep it in a cute shoebox.
We're getting there. Yeah, just like, look, it was a lot easier. Do you know who Frank Dukes is?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Frank Dukes is the guy who inspired Bloodsport, and he was good friends with the director, and he claims that he was in Vietnam, even though he was he joined in like 75, 2 years after the Vietnam War was over.
I do know who Frank Dukes is now. Now that you bring it up, I do know. That was fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme's
his boy. Yeah,
character.
And then it was his boy for a while, and then like shit fell apart. But whatever, like, he claimed that he was a ninja. He went to Japan and defeated an entire village of like ninjas to be able to like be the only American ninja. He also came back and had like torrid love affairs. He was like an incredible playboy. He came back. He was like, he was employed by the CIA. All of those claims that came out to be bullshit. We can figure this out now with a quick Google search. We can figure out your whole life. We have documents that we can check with the with the Navy, with the CIA. I mean, he wrote a book saying, his whole, it's like fan fiction, right? And then you hold it now, and you're like, dude, I can corroborate all of this, that it's a fucking lie. You cannot. As my point is, there's nothing you can keep anymore. If you were ever drunk or got fucked up on anywhere in a bar and you're in the back of somebody's picture and you look all fucked up, that's just what it is, bro. You're gonna be there forever. You're gonna look fucked up forever. People are gonna be able to access that photo forever. That's where we're at. So I wouldn't underestimate that.
You got caught in a place in time.
That technology is listed in the ancient Indian Sanskrits. They literally described how to make Mercury vortex engine to power their Vimana. Oh wow, shit! We're not going to be on too long tonight, but I would love to. So part 4, we can look at Vimanas in the diagram.
We can do it. We can do it.
Shit, my show's like slowly turning into a UFO show. Vimanas are Indian machines that, from the top of my head, Indian machines that were designed long time ago. TC, if you can remind us what years like that was happening, but there's diagrams, there's things that point to a flying machine even back then, and it wasn't mystical like chariots. It was like an actual thing. They had a name for them. People were well aware of them at the time. And how do you describe like UFO looking things? That's another thing. So we got them hot and heavy now. Let's see.
I love it.
Go for it. What were we saying?
Gigi checking in says, yeah, I don't take anything from Tom DeLonge. I like both Corbell and Greer, but I prefer Greer's take on aliens not being hostile and stuff, and the possibility that the government has their own man-made UFOs to fake stuff.
Absolutely. That's absolutely happening.
It's not a bad take.
Not a bad take at all. And I'll tell you that I prefer his take as well. If you guys want, I opened up the chat, so the chat overlay. So keep them coming, and that way you guys can actually see the other chats as well.
Sweet.
So we got definitely prefer Greer's take. I agree with you. I don't think that we should need to necessarily point every single gun we have in it. And what are we going to do? Nuke them as they come down? Are we going to allow them? Are we going to allow them to speak? Are we going to even figure out or be less arrogant to think that we can even communicate with this thing? Have you ever seen the movie called Arrival? Do you think that it knows what words are or what questions are? What would our first thing be as?
Or fear would be, or like perspective, right? It's all about perspective. Like they might fly down here to check on their
what?
Sea monkeys. They're sea monkeys.
Talked about that episode 1. Are we just sea monkeys? They just deposit an egg sac here, and they were like, "We'll see you in 4 billion."
Right.
Maybe
we'll catch you in fucking 2 million years and figure out.
And time is not the same for them, probably. So 4 billion years.
Time might not. Time's not the same for a fly.
Exactly right.
How do flies land on your fucking leg, and you, as fast as you can be with a human, fucking reach out and fucking try to swap a fly, and it's fucking gone. It sees you coming way before. They perceive time differently. They see your hand coming like in slow motion.
For sure. Oh, absolutely. Gone. Yeah, we can see it all coming. Yeah, we made you. It's like the God complex. It's like we darkness. I was born of this. Like they know exactly what we're gonna do before we do it. They probably, if you're going with that, the Anunnaki take, right? And there's literally so much we can talk about that. There's about 75 parts to this this whole series within Midnight Media.
I know.
Within Midnight Media. But
are we going to do 75 episodes on this?
I'm going for 101. One more than the married couple.
Let's do one.
Just quit. After that was quit. I quit podcasting. So we just looked at Bob Lazar. We just looked at his kind of like the testimony of what's going on here.
You know what? I think we only scraped the tip of
Bob Lazar. Let's actually look at Bob, because we saw Jeremy speak. Let's check out Bob. There's so much to get to that. I don't move it, but I love the interaction. You guys are fucking amazing. So let's do that. And
Barry, you got your people that you compartmentalize. You got these people working on this
there
project.
has to be some people that know everything.
You've got security, and then someone's going to be on the outside. saying, "Hey, we need people to guard this building. Don't let anybody in for 10 years."
I think a lot of that is private industry, and I think that's how they keep it. Yeah, I think that's how they because the government is just so leaky. I think that's kind of what they're doing.
That's what the document kind of proves. You just articulated that it is in control of private industry.
What private industry? Some aerospace company? Something?
I don't know.
Yeah, the admiral wouldn't name it in the car in the conversation. Right. Yeah.
So they still have these things, supposedly.
I would guess. I mean, I don't have any information on that.
Have you ever asked anyone that has any inkling of any idea of where they got them or how they got them?
No, but something must have been said to me from Barry. But it was just too long ago, and I can't quite remember what was said, but it just left a seed in my mind. I think at least one of them was part of an archaeological dig. So it's old. At least one of them is old. I don't know if it was the one I worked on, but I remember something to do with an archaeological dig.
Whoa.
So that means it's not just old, it's ancient.
That'd be a great Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Right?
As all of it would, yeah.
Yeah, that tripped me out when he said that for the first time.
Yeah, that's a freak out right there. Just a couple of dudes with some brushes looking for.
That's the part that I really wanted to harp on there with Bob saying that these are ancient. Mm-hmm. So, and one of them, that's a big difference between like this thing freshly falling and then this thing being an archaeological dig, as we think about, uncovering pottery from, a couple thousand years ago, because that changes the game, right?
Absolutely. But you know what? Let's say the dude's telling the truth. And that seed that was planted in his head is real. It kind of puts in, and I brought this up earlier in the episodes that we did, like humans have always had this fascination for there's a higher power. There's something else going on. That's like, we think humans as being super smart and up to date and everything, but 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, they were worshiping something from somewhere. So you put yourself in the boots of somebody from 6,000 years ago who was going to build a pyramid, and you're like, why are we building a pyramid? And then the guy next to you goes, oh, because this dude told us there's an all-seeing God in the sky and we're going to do this. And you're like, oh, do you fall in line 6,000 years ago, or you just go, I'm fucking hungry.
Right.
And need a fucking sandwich and fucking walk
bologna
away.
Sandwich.
Or do you sit there in fucking fear of your king and build something to the gods? But what? That's the thing, is humans have always throughout history decided there's a higher power.
Yeah. Well,
but yet the higher power is always different in any religion you go to, in any history you go to. It's always different, but there's always a higher power.
There's some similarities
there's
too.
Always something, and they all have intertwines going on, but I'm like out of 6,000 years, why are we all still believing the same fucking thing? Because even now, I can go check in church on fucking Sunday. They're going to tell me about my higher power, whether or not I agree. Or
everybody's
disagree,
got an angle, bro. Everybody's got an angle. Like I said, which of these UFO guys do you want to? Something is at the end, right? We're going to find out eventually. Which one of these cars you want to take to get there? Do you want to take the more like the seat?
It'll be past our lifetime.
You don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime?
I don't think so.
Really, as close as we are right now, I feel like that what is that? That doomsday clock? It's been the closest to midnight as ever been.
I don't think we're right on that cusp. I think there's another 100 years of convincing humans that. Listen, you're not going to change everybody's mind tomorrow. You're not. Even if a fucking alien ship landed and fucking sat here, and some alien got off and went like this and communicated, and then they put it on the news. There's fucking 17,000 fucking rednecks and 17,000 fucking people that are going to be like,
no, not only there's people of every single denomination.
I'm not picking on.
Yeah, but I mean, just for anybody. Like,
I'm half redneck myself.
I thought you were full redneck. I thought you were full on.
Yeah. No.
So
no, I'm a city.
I understand what you're saying. Let's catch up with some of these before I kind of respond to what you said, because that's interesting. I know it makes me afraid to think that one of them in the government side, and if that's right, I would think that Corbell would be that guy. I don't know. I think Dr. Greer is the guy to follow. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. I'm so close to Jeremy Corbell like in the region of the country that I want him to be correct. I want George Knapp to also be correct, which
I told you about George Knapp.
James,
last time we were on, I was like, I was tripped out as fuck because he was just a straight up reporter on the fucking Vegas news when I got there in the late 80s. And all of a sudden something made him shift gears. Listen, you don't just give up a fucking local reporter job on the news unless you have something to believe in. But he went full.
He went solo. Well, it's also constrains you. Like working at the studio, you can't say whatever the fuck you want. Some pseudo who's like, man, you went a little bit too in depth in that tonopah.
He met too many people along the way, and they changed his mind to where he's like, yeah, I could do that bank robbery story, but you know what? That's not the real thing going on. The real thing is the bigger picture.
I'm just to play devil's advocate, and I'm not saying that I don't like George Knapp. I'm here in this city. What I'm saying is that in that same trajectory of like you start meeting people, you start gaining a little influence. Now people approach you and say, "Hey, man, here's a sack full of money. Maybe you should just like, we don't want you to stop. Just like don't go too in depth. Like kind of surface area, right?" The other thing, I heard about was like, and we'll listen to the representative from Tennessee next, and he was saying like, hey, in his talk, incidentally, with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, he goes, hey, I've seen it happen. You meet a nice, pretty girl one night, you might, you have your influential person like these people, like something to hide, and that, you meet a nice girl that night, she come on to you, blah blah. You spend the night together, you wake up, and then you get approached by a suit, and the suit's like, so I hope you enjoyed your night last night. I have pictures and video of you doing this. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna make an absolute fool of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's no longer like, here's how much do you cost? Because they tried to give Stephen Greer $2 billion to shut the fuck up, and he didn't. So he was like, no, I'm good. And this is like before YouTube and before he was going to be like an internet sensation, right? He goes like, no, I'm good. So maybe it's not a price tag that people are after. Now it's the best way to get somebody is to say, I'm going to release something that will destroy your life, or I'll kill your family. I think there's two different things there that two avenues there. How amazing is going to be if Joe Rogan managed to bring both Corbell and Dr. Greer together in a podcast? If I was just to say something, I'm trying to keep up with the messages, which is great. Keep them coming. My chat overlay where you guys actually see each other's is on the fritz, but I'll keep up with them. So thank you for sending these in. How amazing would it be if Joe Rogan and Greer? I just don't. Joe Rogan and Greer would be great. I'm not sure if he's ever been on. It's just that would be great to like see the conflicting things. One person has 752 different whistleblowers in his archive of people that came forward, and the other guy, Jeremy Corbell, gets random things like 29 Palms Marine Base getting that footage of those people, and then he has to vet them for 2 years as well. Like, he's newer on the scene. Jeremy Corbell has to vet people. If not, the first time you fuck up, like, it's the last time you'll be on the air. Like, nobody will watch your shit if you come forward with some stupid shit. You know what I mean? People want to see the truth. People are over it, bro. They're over the media. They're over getting lied to. Yeah. Like that. Why is streaming taking off? Why do people like streaming? It's couple real ass people just doing shit. It's not some scripted shit. I'm not owned by a fucking production company. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. that's why there's such an appetite for real people with real questions. I would let's petition him. Let's send the powerful JRE a fucking letter saying, you know what, he should be able to host a panel. Let's get Tom DeLonge, which has already been on there. He himself hated it. Joe Rogan, he was like, fuck that guy. And Rogan wants to believe in Tom DeLonge looking an idiot. So you should have Tom DeLonge, Lou Elizondo, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, Stephen Greer,
and me,
and Nunya. You know, I'll just
why not?
Yeah, for sure. But enter the absolute and gateway theory, and that's of a rabbit hole. The absolute and gateway theory. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on that, TC. We've had some excellent conversations on Destiny shooting aliens. Incidentally, we're no stranger to killing aliens. So we're looking for a peaceful arrival, but we also will kill a bitch because I got the bad juju. You know what I'm saying? That's for the Destiny nerds out there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got 30 seconds to midnight type shit. Yep. Yep. Woof. Whoa. Yep. I know it had the emoji there, but for some reason it doesn't translate. 30 seconds to midnight type shit. It's true, man. I think we're 30 seconds to midnight here because they can't contain the genie in the bottle. You know?
No.
That's where we're at right now. Thunderlord coming out. Fuck yeah. Thunderlord. You know, if you're bringing Thunderlord, that boss is hard as fuck. I'm sure, like, to correlate, let's correlate Destiny. We play a space game called Destiny where we shoot aliens with space magic and guns. We probably have some energy weapons that are not too dissimilar to like Merciless, you know, or like a big fusion rifle that can be handheld. They came from somewhere, dude. And if we have that kind of energy, we can also make weapons out of it. And that's the most important thing, that we can make weapons. And that's how everything is seen through that lens.
That's not that far-fetched.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's more probable. Everything we do is militaristic. We are people of war. We're territorial. We're, you know, so there's a huge spectrum of racism as well, where it's just like, I don't like these people just in general. It's just that's who humans are. Of course, we're going to figure out how to hide it from each other. That's why nobody's talking. You know, Canada has to be forced to talk, and they're just right there. There's a huge landmass in China and Russia, and you know that shit's happening there. So
I have nothing to say. That's Canada. When does hockey start?
You got trace rifles for sure. The wave splitter.
Yeah. Let's be honest, they're super quiet in everything they do.
Yeah, and they'll kill your family, and they will threaten you, of course. We looked last week at the government and Delta forces basically taking the military upon themselves. There's another military on top of our own military that is willing to kill our own military for the sake of shutting you up.
Probably.
That's just incredible. So I petitioned for that entire UFO panel, a small UFO panel with Joe Rogan in there, and somebody let me be like live fact checking or you know, able to throw shit on the screen like Jamie. And let's do like a mini UFO conference, and let's figure out what the difference is between everybody. Because like I said, Greer's kind of like, you know, let's hold hands, kumbaya. Elizondo's like, dude, they have fucking propulsion systems that they go 60,000 miles an hour and they can turn on a dime, and people inside of that capsule would explode if you did that. So there's something, either they're, you know, man-made, and there's an incredible somebody out there with a joystick that's an incredible drone pilot. I mean, anything that thing would run into would explode it. It's going 60,000 miles an hour.
Can you imagine somebody sitting back like playing a video game? But they're kind of fucking with human history.
Oh, you mean Ready Player One? Yeah.
Like, but they're like, oh, these cute little robots think they know what's going on. But hold on, boop boop. Let me beep 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 beep. Oh shit! I crashed that one. Let's see.
Oh wow.
Then we're like,
I mean, that's amusing. Well, what do you think they're doing, man?
We got it.
Three-letter agencies are getting 19-year-old kids out of high school that are fucking whizzes, that have incredible hand-eye coordination, that can snipe me better than TC can in Destiny 2 on the worst map. It's just what it is.
Listen, my kid kicked my ass when he was fucking 11 years old.
They're just better.
He begged me to play fucking Call of Duty and fucking Battlefield. He was like, Dad, come here. Let's join in. Let's play fucking
It's awesome.
Let's do this. I was like, no chance. Because guess what? He was just like, his brain went so fast on video games. He was like, we would play 1-on-1 in Nuketown.
Oh yeah, Nuketown is classic.
And he would jump out the window, fucking run down the steps, fucking lay in the backyard and fucking do this. He was fucking 14 steps ahead of me. I was like, lay in the corner, grab a sniper rifle.
Wait.
And he was like, yeah. And all of a sudden he's behind me.
He's running gun. Yeah, he's running gun. He's got a submachine gun and a pistol, and he's doing just fine. Yeah.
Immediately, I was taken down in 30 seconds. He's like, let's do it again. I was like,
you get tired of getting your ass kicked. Yeah, you just get tired of.
Yeah. This is not fun.
I've been playing this game for about 9 years, and TC is so much better than me. So much better than me. And we had some great times though, talking shit. And you know what we did. All right, we got about a bunch of messages. I know you can't see them. I'm gonna try to put the overlay here for a second, guys. Can you send a couple more messages just to make sure these overlays are coming through? And in the meantime, I'll read them out one by one.
I see what TC said though. TC said it sounds like your son knew all the spawns.
Yeah, your son knows all the spawns.
That's actually, he's not wrong. He fucking
there it is.
knew.
Thank you.
He fucking knew video games when he was fucking little.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
And caught on to him before I was before I could be proficient at what I was doing. Right. And it's like I had no practice. He'd be like, "Let's play 1-on-1." I was like,
they always want a 1v1. Always. It's like
because at 11 years old, I knew he would kick my ass.
You would think it's the other way around, right?
I would think, but he knew right off the bat. He was like, he was 11 years old. He was like, I'm gonna wipe this old dude off the fucking map. And guess what he did? He wiped the old dude off the map. He literally did.
I mean, that's what they do. Yeah. They're trying to get good so they can be like, "Hey, Dad, come play with me." And finally, now I'm the boss. Yeah, I get to kill you now. So fantasy. What do you guys think about the story about the spaceship inside a building in South Korea or whatever? That is a new one. I read ahead and saw that. If you can explain a little bit more, please let us know. There we go. Before we read that, let's go on to the next one before this one here on the bottom. TC All-Star. It's theorized they use similar Mercury vortex design that creates its own gravitational field so the occupants in the ship aren't affected as the field maintains a constant G level in the cabin. Yeah, that's the only thing would be literally like, let's simplify that, because TC not only is an amazing Destiny player, he's also incredibly intelligent, and he just pretty much explained a force field. So yeah, cool. Yeah, if we have a force field, that denotes that we have powers beyond anything imaginable. We're thinking about Top Gun, right? We're thinking about cockpits and glass coming over you and like ejection seats, and then this now we have what a membrane that keeps our organs intact to go that fast. Hard to believe. Sounds like your son knew all the spawns. That's a low blow. He set up so hard. Yep. Yeah. Now we're caught up. Okay, cool. Yeah. We'll read it from the overlay now. So yeah, if you can let us know a little bit more about that. I would be more interested in seeing what that Korea thing is all about. And you can check it live while we watch this video, but let me set this up. This is Representative Tim Burchett. He's from Tennessee. He's a congressman, and he is basically our new Harry Reid. He actually went in with Matt Gaetz to one of these facilities, and he really asked for answers. So Kirsten Gillibrand, Marco Rubio, and Tim Burchett are really, really on the forefront of this and wanting disclosure to happen. Why? Briefly, I think everyone here knows this, only because, can you still see the chat on inside the overlay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, mine went away, but that's not a problem. Where was I? So Representative Tim Burchett, he goes to say he's never seen a UFO himself, but he wants to know, because what's important about these folks is, as we talked about in episode 1 and 2, is that these people are operating on a black budget. And of course it's a black budget. Everything that is good, there's always a little bit of bad. However, this is getting to a point where you're siphoning off billions and billions of dollars to do ultra deep SAP projects that are so off the books that now a powerful person like a general who's part of the JSOC, Joint Chiefs of Staff, can't access a program. They have access to everything in the military. And what bothers me, and I'm sure what bothers people who are lifelong military people, is there's a military within the military, and there's people who have more protection than what the Constitution affords the normal American. So we're gonna look at we're gonna look at them, and let's go ahead and take a look at this video without further ado. We've been rambling, but it's been awesome.
But I got a question about that. So you at one point have talked about a meeting that you had in Florida, and what I want to know from you is, have you seen, in your position, have you seen credible information, video footage of something from pilots or something that indicates to you there's a technology that's more advanced than what the United States has? We need to figure out what it is. Have you personally seen evidence like that?
I have seen evidence that no one, as a matter of fact, Matt Gaetz said it best, that he has seen evidence that they're of craft that do not exist on this planet, basically.
Say that again one more time for the people in the back. These people are, it's no longer, oh, I know a guy who knows a guy. Now it's Matt Gaetz. Now Tim Burchett has seen things in 4K of not the ones we get, not the gimbal footage, not the black and white shit from the gimbal. We're talking about 4K caught in actual believable video.
But why Matt Gaetz? I mean, you guys know him politically, right?
Yeah, I mean, all these people, they're all Republicans. So I don't really do politics. So I'm for anyone who is ready to talk about the truth.
Sure, I am too. But why him? I
don't know. Maybe because he's younger. He's like a younger guy. So like, I think it's more.
Maybe they're trying to.
For the older guys, it's all hooey, and for us, it's something that we still have time on this world. We want to be able to figure this out.
Matt Gaetz is.
Yeah. Whatever you're gonna say after that, absolutely. But do I need him as a vessel to open up that door so I can see the fucking things
Quite
about,
possibly,
so I can finally give.
I understand.
Lazar his flowers. Absolutely, open it up. I don't give a fuck.
I understand.
Just like everybody else in this world, just do it. Just do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't have to like the people that have the information.
Of course not.
Unfortunately, he might be one of the people that has information, but I'm like, not this dude.
I know. I don't want it to be him. I don't want it to be him. But if it's him, that's fine. I don't have any heroes in politics. No one's my hero. All those motherfuckers work for me.
No.
Who's gonna lie to me today, and who's gonna lie to me the least, so I can maybe get on with my day with a little bit of information.
Absolutely.
Instead of me having to do double work and hear you and then hear the fucking truth and then have to look at Breitbart and I mean, come on. So young kids think about it differently because they've been so immersed in it since birth. Yep. Absolutely. And then we got both Greer and Ross Coulthart, which we talked about last week. We played the clip. Australian investigative reporter about supposed alien craft that was downed in a big, so big that whoever took it down couldn't move it. So they constructed a building around it. Coulthart was the only one who said it was a South Korea, though. Oh, got you. Okay. So we looked at a different clip. Remember last?
I don't like the fact that it's spelled Korea with a C.
Oh, it's okay. I get it.
It makes me think that like
Chick Corea, the pianist.
Just because I said this, I misspelled it, so maybe it's not right.
No, he misspelled it the time before as well. I got the gist of it.
Maybe that's the thing, though. Maybe that's the thing. You can't get me on a technicality.
No, this guy's a steel trap, bro. You can't even make a mistake. He was going to get you later on for a run-on sentence without periods and commas.
Possibly.
Send you a red line book report on how fucking.
Listen. I don't look past any of this. It's spell Korea correct.
He's upset about this. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Is it Korea or is it not Korea? Because it's not.
It's Korea.
Korea. Not Korea.
Oh my God! Look at this. Do you feel bad now? By the way, sorry about the bad English. And hello from Brazil. The man is speaking a third language probably, and you're taking him down for Korea.
Yes, spell it correctly.
Muito obrigado for being here. Thank you so much for joining us, Gigi. You're the best, man. Keep it coming. I love seeing the comments, and it's with a K. It's with a K. It's very important.
Yes.
I did think about Chick Corea, the famous jazz pianist that moved on.
Sure.
Korea. So obrigado. Actually, we talked about Virginia yesterday. South Korea. There you go. There we go.
There
we go. There we go. So South Korea.
Thank you.
So let's see. He said hello from Brazil. So we talked about Virginia last week. Gigi.
We did.
We talked about. I also have a video on YouTube, kind of doing it in about 5 minutes.
Yep. Go back, check that one out.
Yeah, check that out, and I have a link to it also in my playlist. I actually made like a long form video on Virginia, kind of teaching myself how to edit videos and stuff, and entering this world. But you did great, man. Nobody got them. TC also says all cool down here, but my eyes are looking straight at you people. I hope we get disclosure soon. Thank you so much. I hope we do too. That is the most important thing. Totally laughing his ass off. South Korea. There you go. We fixed it. South Korea. God damn it.
There you go.
And don't you ever be careful speaking Portuguese. He'll catch you. It's like Virginia. He'd be like, it's now us. Virginia. So let's see. You guys talked about Virginia. Yeah. What if I told you guys I'm friends with the neighbor of the 2 little girls? No, you're not. Are you serious? You're friends with the neighbor. Okay, so the 3 little girls that were walking through. Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So they saw an oily 3.5-foot creature on the side of right. We saw that. We brought up the documentary and talked about it. That's incredible, dude.
Curling next to the wall. What? It's
dude. So you might like this because you guys are in the world. We didn't talk about this since you guys. I don't think you guys saw James in the first and second episode. James's dad, the person I'm on with right now, he was a combat pilot in Vietnam, and he was a badass that flew a lot of combat missions in C-130s. When he came back to Las Vegas, where I met him, I'm in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a hop, skip, and a jump from Area 51. He was the pilot for the Janet flights that went to Area 51 every day.
He was actually the head pilot.
The head pilot.
Did all the hiring and firing.
He decided who went to Area 51. How about that?
Yeah.
So we are chock full. We have some credible guests.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. We got from Brazil, live from Brazil. Someone who's the neighbor of the girls that found. That's incredible. That's unbelievable. I'm shaking. Holy shit. He goes, I swear. He said, I swear. I swear. He swears to.
I swear. Don't LOL.
I swear for God.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Let's see. So we got responding. That's got to be an incredible story. I've seen a lot of that. Hard to deny something like that. Well, it's hard to deny, guys, because it was freaking corroborated by five different factions of people. And I wish I had the graphic up. We'll talk about Tim Burch in a second, but
AC, we're doing a 4th episode or a 5th episode. This is not gonna fucking boil down, right?
I know.
We created a fucking entity here.
Well, let us know in the chat if you guys think that we should continue doing this, because I have a show called Midnight Media where I look at a lot of stuff. I like cognitive dissonance kind of things, like fake martial arts, for example. I did my first one on that. That could be extrapolated into a couple of more episodes.
Right.
We talked about old-timey commercials, ones that might be problematic. We talked about the history of erotica with my friend Hot Donna. That's a great one. So different topics, kind of like stuff that I research after midnight when my wife goes to bed, and I'm alone. Like that kind of shit that I'm like, oh man, who am I going to show this to? Nobody would believe me if I saw this. And then I decided, you know what? Let me bring that show where I can not only do it live but also do clips. So now within this show, we have a 3-part kind of, well, I don't know why I put 3 on it, but it's always 3s and 7s. But it's going to be UFOs and what's going on with these headlines, because it's so all encompassing that there's so much to talk about. I figured we can use my platform to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, we can do an infinite amount of them. No worries. Whenever something's good. So we got Gigi there, right? So Virginia was corroborated by 5 different entities. We got the guy who saw the crash, the girl who. The girls who saw them. We got the Michael Charisse, the guy who picked up the entity and took it to the X-ray place, and then he died from an infection that was unverifiable. And then you have the military presence, all the people in the town going, "There's never been military here in my life. I live in a very small town. What's happening?"
Yeah,
right. And you got ESA showing up, so we have corroboration everywhere. Doctors that say that shit smells like sulfur and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
How do you deny that? Damn, I'm sorry.
It's impressive.
It's impressive, man. Like, it's something you can't deny. And James Fox, the director, was like, I know this is crazy. You tell me. You tell me if this is something that can happen just by listening to the people's testimony. So
right.
Damn, I had to hit F5 here. Got disconnected out of nowhere just when I said stuff about Virginia. Coincidence? Oh shit. And I hope you're back. Let's see. So he continues. Anyways, I talked about this a couple days ago, and I can copy paste here for you if you guys want the stuff about Virginia. Please do. Absolutely. Yeah. We're gonna get into Representative Tim Burchett. And we'll get to that right now. They had to close the whole thing of the hospital after the autopsy for a long time. Yes, that's right. Damn, I wish you would have been there at the last one. Yeah, we might have to revisit it and do the whole documentary. But I was sharing. I have the whole thing, so
it was worth it.
Pieces. It was worth it.
It's a great story.
Yeah, if you guys want me to do that, let me know here in the chat. I'll do that. TC, if you feel like ever jumping onto one of these and on camera or not, love to have you and get some perspective. You as well. Gigi, if you want to do that, absolutely.
All right, hey AC. My back teeth are floating.
Oh, is that time? Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, give us just a moment.
Quick 3-minute break. I appreciate everybody here. I thank everybody for being here and giving comments. It's a good time. If anybody needs to go to the bathroom, grab some jujubes, have
light
a
up,
cigarette,
light up,
smoke a joint,
pack your new bowl,
grab a beer, whatever you got to do. Now's the time to do it. We're going to take a quick break, then come back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, guys. About 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. Let's talk some Virginia while we wait for James to get back. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. You guys are awesome. Some shameless plugs. There's the toilet. Shameless plugs. Follow me obviously on my IG. I also have if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitch, that's totally fine. You catch my live streams there, but I have more of my long form videos and shorts. I do that on TikTok and Instagram. I have a Telegram channel, so look me up there at Midnight Media, and feel free to follow me there. If you don't, big week. Just the last 28 days or so, I've gotten like it's a big deal on YouTube, which is like 126 followers, and just I've had the channel since 2006, but I think the last time I posted was like 12 years ago. And then I picked it up and I'm like, you know what? Now you're my channel. And I was torn between like, the people that I had are starting a new one. So I went for the new one. And so thank you to everyone. And if you can follow me there, whatever platform you like. I'm also on D Live and Kick. If you're more of a free speech advocate, if you can say what you like, that's also a pretty cool platform where I've seen all types of shit. So I know TC, you've checked that out. You've checked out Kick. Are you on it? Let's see. They had to close the whole wing of the hospital, the autopsy. They sure did, man. They sure did. I'm game. We'll see when the schedule's up. This stuff fascinates me. Me too, bro. I want to talk about it. I want to disseminate what's going on in the headlines. I want other like-minded people to join me in the quest. It could just be, it's a fun hobby. It's a fun thing to kind of talk about. It's fun to use your brain. And with other people, hopefully we figure out, what not to fall for and what sounds right and what sounds right to our hearts, and why this cover-up has been so blatant and so important to these people for so long. Oh, and there's 500 character limit here on Twitch, so I'll break it up in parts. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, brother. We'll do that right away. We'll check that out. Yep, we got a couple. All right. Yep. Let's get down to the next ones. There we go. So yeah, I would love to hear more about. I'll do a whole episode on Varginha. If you'd like to be a guest or join us, that'd be awesome. Even if you don't want to be on for the whole time, we also have fun. We also have great times because last week we looked at the Chris Cuomo, Dr. Avi Loeb interview, and it was absolutely hilarious. We lost our shit because he just kept interrupting him. He just kept interrupting Avi Loeb. He said, "Come on, Avi, give me the fuck. Hold it up. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was total Guido in there, like just fucking looking weird. Like, just show me the evidence already. Put it up there. Come on, I gotta go. But yeah, if you have this kind of information, GG, we are down, man. We are down. It is and let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I would love to revisit Varginha just because of it's so much and so much happened in like 4 days. What fascinates me the most about it is when people were like USAF, and people were like, "What's USAF?" They're like United States Air Force. And when it came in, the big cargo plane, I know that there's pictures or videos of those things being loaded onto there, and I would love to see that. I would love to see the actual involvement. And why is the U.S. the hub of everything? I would imagine that there's some amazing Russian scientists out there that, I mean, there's even a joke. I'm Cuban, right? So we had a Russian influence in Cuba, and it's like no invente que tú no eres ruso. Don't invent stuff. You're not Russian. Like saying like don't do that. Russian people are absolutely on the cutting edge of things. Why not them? I think it's more of a hush hush situation there. It's more you have to disseminate it the way the leader wants it, and I think Putin thinks it's better off on their end. But there's definitely some claims of Russia. China's a huge landmass, and then think about how much water is in the world. So there could be more submersible USOs than there could be anything in the sky, at least in our vicinity, right, in our general galaxy. Interstellar, we're talking the 10 to the 20 planets. There's got to be something for sure. Everybody, welcome back.
How you doing?
Hey, man. Okay, so we're gonna take a look. We have a lot to get to. We're gonna take a look at so our new friend from Brazil sent us a few messages, and we're gonna I'm gonna look at them in sequential order. That way we can get the story from him. But I did invite him on the show whenever time permits. When I was in university back in 2011 or something, there was a classmate of mine that was from Varginha. And here in Brazil, Varginha is very well known by everyone because of ET and stuff. So one day we were having a party, and I got straight to. She said, somebody was sorry. It cuts it off. So said to Varginha, "Did you see anything?" Haha. Surprisingly, she told me that she was actually neighbors with a girl who saw the alleged ET.
Wow.
Yep. And then the next one says she said that she didn't see any ET, but there's surely an uproar in the streets the day that the girls said that they saw something and stuff. But what I recall, the most about her talking is what happened is that night. After the incident, she woke up early because the ground was shaking, and it was because there was tanks closing in on her street or something like that. So something I think I should add, though, is that people from Virginia, to me, always seem like they wanted everyone to believe the story really bad. In a lot of cases, that's because the city now profits from its fame, right? So if you get to Virginia, right, if you actually see this place, it has like a little monument. It has like a UFO and a thing. It's in the documentary, and now so much fame and tourism and things come to that place that it's kind of hard to undo that. And kind of like Roswell, New Mexico has the little alien. Yep. That place thrives because people believe and want to believe. So it's now again money, corruption, corruption in the lightest way possible. But like you're corrupted by the fact that you want to sell shit, and it's all from the root of money.
Roswell's the best example we have for it. Listen, nobody would ever know where fucking Roswell, New Mexico was.
That's right.
If this didn't happen.
Damn right.
They wouldn't know. You wouldn't have a fridge magnet that says Roswell, New Mexico with an alien on it.
Right.
They're going to profit off of it's human nature.
But
if you can exploit something and make money, you're going to exploit something and make money.
I mean, just to tie it into the Marine that we saw the disclosure of when the Marine came on the Richard Greer symposium, and the Marine was talking about the big octagonal craft. I mean, that when you realize that there could be drug smuggling, black operations, human trafficking, things
the human trafficking thing really
that blew my fucking mind. Like, but now it makes that like profiting off of a magnet seem dirty because all of it's dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't see any reasons why not to believe what she was telling me. And to this day, I still believe her. For example, there is a documentary on what happened in Virginia called Moment of Contact. That's the one we were talking about. Yeah. And the mayor from Virginia gives a testimony saying that he believes in what happened. Remember, James? And what happened is you can see that he's full of shit just trying to hype things up. It's true because he didn't see anything, but his friends saw things, and like high level people saw shit, so they feel good about saying the story. And also, one guy from the street says something like, "Ooh, me and my mom saw something in the sky," and we stood there looking at it, like, "Oh my god, yeah, bullshit." Anyways, I don't believe everyone. Yeah, I don't believe it either. There, done. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Once again, sorry for the bad English. There's no bad English, man. You did great. You did fantastic. Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh, and I don't think I have anything else besides that. Oh, no worries, man. Thank you. So. Look at that. We have secondhand testimony on a show like mine, being able to kind of talk to somebody who talked to somebody. That's pretty fucking awesome. If it's okay, I'll share that story as well on other lives that people might want to know about. I might even do a video. So yeah, let's get to.
Sounds like it might work good for as a second guest.
Yeah, come on up. If you have anything else to share, you'll be able to come on up. Well, we can set that up at one time. We can just talk about Virginia the whole time. If you want to just give me 2 cents. Maybe even tell us a
whole show on it.
Tell us a little bit about Brazil, like tell us a little bit about what it's like, not even from an alien perspective, just like, where you're from.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, we have had a ton of interaction. But what we're going to do is we are going to get to our normal spots here, and we're going to look at Representative Tim Burchett. Tim Burchett is our new Harry Reid. He's the guy who really wants to disclose it. He doesn't want any lies. He doesn't want black budgets. He wants everything on the up and up, straight up constitutionalist. I can respect that. Even if I may disagree with him politically, he is on the forefront of this, and I commend whoever's doing that.
So yes, absolutely, 100%.
And you personally have seen that. Can you tell me, you've said some public statements about it. Can you tell me a little bit about that meeting and why it gave you an unsettling feeling?
Well, they just tried to cover it up. We go down there, and it's myself, Matt Gaetz, and Representative Luna. They're both Florida folks. And I told Matt, I said, we're going to get down there, and they're going to tell us that this thing's going to happen. I mean, that we're going to get to see all this. We're going to get down there, and they're going to show us a bunch of other stuff. And in fact, that's the way it went down, and they weren't going to show us. And then so we, some calls were made. We were put off into another room. Which I'm pretty sure was bugged, and because it had cameras in the ceilings. I mean, it was just I'd seen something very similar to that when I was in the Middle East. But they.
What's crazy is that, like, I can see that happening because at the same time that the government is on the cusp of like changing the world in militaristic technology and futurism, we also have like the DMV. We have like processes and shit that's so fucking old and not necessary and bureaucratic that I can see that happening. Like they just put you in like a room with like a bunch of like old cameras and like equipment, you know, even though you're the top fucking person in the land. It's so stupid.
It makes sense though.
That we have the cutting edge of everything, but for some things, but other things
it's not that far fetched.
That's how they keep us in the dark, right?
Far fetched. Yeah,
it's true. All right, let's get this guy's story is awesome.
You know, then an hour later they came back basically and said, "Not sure who you all know, but we're going to bring in what we, you know, we were told we were going to get briefed by pilots who had seen stuff, and so they finally did, and they brought them back, and you know, it was just they just, and the pilots, you could tell, were very uneasy, and as I call them, the spooks in the room, the CIA or whoever they were,
they probably got in their ear and they're like, "You fucking say anything, this is what you cannot go." You know, we're talking about pilots, the people with the best sight. I mean, they passed a myriad of tests to just be able to be up there in $1 billion plane, and now you're telling them, "Nah, you're crazy." Bitch, I saw something. You chose me to be the fighter pilot for you.
That's one of the biggest things that fucking freaks me out is we're pushing aside the fact that our best of our best is coming back on. I not only fucking believe it, and I not only saw it, but I caught it on camera. And then the American public's like,
unlike, well, not the best camera, but like a much better camera than you. I believe if you put an iPhone 14 on the bottom of an F-35, I think it would be better than the gimbal shit we have. Like, you know, we have better cameras than that. We have sonar, radar, LiDAR, things you can possibly imagine, and then we're shown a gray gimbal thing with a target, and it's moving.
That's what frustrates me,
right?
And let me put it into perspective. If I were to own a convenience store, right, I'm going to put the best of the best cameras in the convenience store to capture who's going to rob me or do something. And every time I see these videos of fucking robberies gone bad or fucking whatever, I'm always like, what is this, 1989? Like, install a fucking real security camera. Like, they record in 1080p for like less than $200. Like, what are we messing around with here?
Dude,
like, you guys are so worried about your bottom line. You don't want to get robbed, but you're gonna leave a 1989 video camera as your security system. Doesn't make sense.
Also, if you're more prone to not believe, then people like us, I want to put a Ring door camera. I'm going to put a security system in my home.
I just bought the whole thing.
I want it because I want to catch things. Some people are like, "I'm good in my bubble, bro. I don't want to catch anything."
No, we just on that fucking Amazon Prime, we just got the whole house bundle from fucking Blink. We got the Blink doorbell with the inside camera, 2 outside cameras, and then I added on top of it the outdoor spotlight that has 2 LED spotlights.
Motion sensor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Motion sensor with a camera.
After what happened in Las Vegas, there's no way people are going to come to my home and the cops are going to be like, "Did you see something land?" I'd be like, "Yup. I got it on my phone. My house is wired up.
Yeah.
We got this shit." You know what I'm saying?
It's done. It's a done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know everything that happened within 60 feet of me. Totally.
Some people don't seem to understand how shocking it is to finally be able to have talks about UFO in Congress. It's not. And look at, this is the guy. This is the guy that's making it happen along with some others, especially Marco Rubio.
I know. You know what? Here's the thing. And this sounds stupid to say, but I would believe him a lot more if he didn't have a fucking Southern accent.
This guy?
Yeah, just saying.
Damn.
It's
Damn. Well, I mean, I know what it's stereotypical. I don't know what this man believes, but it's
it is stereotypical. That's why I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
sorry I gotta say it, but
No, it's okay.
Anytime I hear somebody be like, "Well, see what happened here was," and I'm like, "Oh no, don't,
Please don't. Please don't explain to me anything.
Don't Beverly Hillbillies, don't Beverly Hillbillies me this story right now." Right.
I got you. But I think what you mean is this. I think what you mean, and allow me to explain what I think.
And he's probably super educated, like way more than me.
Well, yeah, he got to Congress somehow. But
Wow.
here's the thing.
Wow.
I think I know what this man believes. If you sound like that, let me deduce detective work. If you sound like that, I probably know what you believe, and now I know that you're a Republican. So it's probably in that part of the country you're also going to be kind of religious or evangelical. All of those things in 3 seconds that I just said exclude like 70% of the alien talk. You know what I mean? So as soon as you know that, it's going to be hard to like say like, this guy's going to immediately disavow this and like be on the side of the shills and corporate and all that kind of stuff, because some of those things rightly point to that. I think you'll be surprised. You ready for this?
I hope so. Yeah.
All right, check it out.
Let's roll.
We're very uneasy about what they were telling us about, and so, you know, and I've been I've been in unclassified things too, where I've literally had people come by the house that wanted to visit me in Washington, but were afraid to, and literally came to my house here in Knoxville and showed me things on video, you know, similar to the Tic Tac videos, and things like that. And, you know, and these people had scientific backgrounds and they were very credible.
So, but that was a classified meeting that you were in Florida.
Really quick, think about it. A guy who sounds like this. What is up? Our boy Mixoplex in the house. What's going on? Now it's a party. Let's get started. You're about halfway through, but we talk fast. Good to see you, brother. So, you know, one thing about this, and to the point, is a person that sounds like that, it's actually a good thing, because think about it. People who sound like that are now being heard and also telling his constituents that this is something that they should think about too. So if that'd be pretty cool. Like, if the fact that just talk about it, just get rid of the stigma. More people talking about it, it's going to be just like, you know, and it will also calm down what may be happening in the arrival thing. Like, you know, maybe their religious beliefs won't be so attacked if they understand it a little bit more. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. But just talking about it.
I got you.
But I do have a question. Are pilots being discouraged from releasing or putting this information or this video up the chain of command? Do you hear anything about that?
Absolutely, 100%. They, you know, they claim they have this whistleblower protection, but you know, I don't trust the military. I don't trust the Pentagon as far as I could throw that building. They are, you know, we've been told that they'll be
same. I like what he said there.
Yeah,
they'll actually,
right? I mean, there's something we can agree on.
Destroy information or video prior to getting back to the base, because they'll have to be debriefed, as they call it, for 8 hours, which I've been told is more of an interrogation, and it will be put on their record. And this is just, and it's common among these top pilots and to me, that is disgusting. There's an arrogance about that these people in power think that they have over us. And it's just ridiculous, and it drives me crazy. And I just won't put up with it. I'm going to expose it, and they're going to make fun of me and call me a tinfoil hat fool or whatever.
Balls.
And that's fine.
Balls.
But, you know, I know what I saw, I know what I've heard, and it's wrong. You know, we've got to get to the bottom of this.
I don't hate
as Congress edges closer to finding out if crash retrievals have happened, if reverse engineering special access programs are real. Would you expect major pushback from the Pentagon? I mean, they clearly have kept this a secret a long time. Contractors, they have a lot of influence on Capitol Hill. Are they coming after people like you? Are they trying to thwart the committee from getting into the bottom of this?
I feel 100% they are. I feel that there's people in Congress that have been compromised, and I know I'm going to get called on the carpet for this and say who and how do you know this, but why do good people vote for crappy stuff? And all of a sudden they just have a change of heart. I'll tell you how. They've been compromised. You're in some foreign.
Guys, he's about to give away the whole game. That's why I with this whole, like, not being political, but think about it. Somebody who is anti-establishment, who's like, he's in the government and he's like, fuck the Pentagon. Fuck Congress. So like that just baseline. Okay, now we can have a conversation. If we start off like this and we keep moving up, we're never going to have a conversation. We got to start at least with some basic facts. And if we can agree with that, we can have a combo. I don't hate them.
Country or at the bar, and then some attracted person comes up to you and giggling at your jokes and telling you how smart you are. Next thing you know, you're in bed with them in a motel room. And then lo and behold, a week later, somebody says, hey, somebody whispers in your ear, I got footage of you with some little young thing here in the, at this time. And I said, I need your help on this thing. And yeah, I think people are compromised. I think staff are compromised.
That's where I got that anecdote earlier when I said they'll set you up with a girl. They'll put you in a room. That room is completely bugged and wired, and now they have compromising tape on you. And that's how the world spins, literally on blackmail. It's a blackmail world.
Is that so far-fetched?
No, nothing is anymore.
Not really.
Nothing is anymore.
Not really.
But certainly falling down this rabbit hole and realizing that the whole world is built on, it's just literally a house of lies and deceit, spun with blackmail. Like literally, like that's a chainmail reference, by the way, for those old nerds. You know what I'm saying? But like it's literally spun in a web of lies. So it's crazy to come. It's not hard to believe now. It was hard to believe then, and I think it's working. I think the indoctrination is working. Of like Independence Day, aliens. Like there's certain ones that like make it a militaristic endeavor. Certain ones that like Contact that doesn't. It's more of a emotional kind of a thing where they're going to connect with you on a certain telepathy, like frequency, and that's like a spiritual Stephen Greer kind of a path.
Right.
But it's one of those things are going to happen. Just like I told you the other day, there's a God. Either there's a God or there isn't, and one religion is going to be right or none, and that's it. And we'll find out. Blackmail lies.
We may not. At some point in time, humanity may figure it out. I don't think I'll be alive for it.
Won't we?
I don't think I will.
I want you here with us. Let's try that. Let's try this again. This chat box. So here we go. But the stereotypical stuff, like there's a Bigfoot dude on YouTube who's making a lot of noise because he has a lot of original UFO footage and is uploading them to YouTube, and the footage seems to be good when you see them. True. Okay. And when you see them, let me finish that. And the other Sasquatch stuff and all the original UFO footage automatically becomes whack. It does. Poop right back at you, TC. And that's a great point because they saturate, right? So if there's a lot of people coming forward because maybe there was something credible, now it's time to just dilute the whole pond and just put out some other stuff. Maybe that guy was sent, maybe that guy was a fall guy for later. He's like, let's make this guy up to look credible. Let's get him a following, with people. And then later on, we might use him as a fall guy and be like, now he's doing none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The depths of, the indecency and depravity of these people who are off they have no one to report to. Who the fuck? It's just a guy making like ideas in the back. And he's like, yeah, you know what we can do to blackmail them harder is, he's probably stroking a cat in Inspector Gadget's like enemy's lair, like, yes, what we'll do is we'll blackmail them better, So he's totally right. It becomes whack. So when they dilute
I get
water,
it, but you know what? I'll be honest. With the last interview you played, this is absolutely not the dude that I thought would be speaking out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring in nothing whack, baby. I ain't gonna bring in nothing whack.
No, he's exactly the opposite guy that I thought would be sitting back and saying these things.
Yeah, that's why I absolutely wanted to do it, because it's not just another talking head. This guy actually had something to say, And I like original takes, and this is the guy. I want to see who my soldiers are. Who are the
Sure.
They don't have to be on my team, but if it's a matter of waiting for a million years, like we don't even know what JFK is. Those people are dead.
Right.
Even the CIA guy, William H, is dead. George W. Bush is dead. So he was the head of the CIA. There's nothing to hide anymore. I mean, what's up now? It has to be that they did something so heinous that they can never show it, because it'll reverse engineer them. We'll reverse engineer them. We'll fuck them up.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
the lie's exposed. But let's see, if you want to see it, Mountain Beast Mysteries on YouTube. Thank you. Excellent.
Perfect.
I will. We'll put that, and I will follow you right after this, so we can do that. Let's get on with this. He has really cool testimony after this.
I think, and this is $1 billion situation. If whoever has this information and this technology is leading as my daddy used to say, is in the catbird seat.
What kind of feedback do you get from your constituents, your district voters on this issue? Do they tell you, we don't care about this, do something else, or is it positive?
Surprisingly, I have a lot of people that are very prominent. When I had lunch with a lady, one of the top PR people in the state, for instance, she's a big believer. I was on an airplane, I fly to DC every miserable week, and it's just, and you walk by it used to be pretty cool. I think I'd flown a half a dozen times before I got elected to Congress. I've been to Washington twice, and now I can do it blindfolded. But I'm getting on the airplane, and there's this well-kept dude sitting on the right side there in first class, and he's kind of kicked back, and he's wearing, looks to me like a several $100 suit, and the nice shoes, the deal. And he says, Congressman, about that UAP issue. And I thought, here it comes, he's going to hit me between the eyes, little green man, hey man, don't get probed, some kind of smart aleck thing. He goes, I really appreciate you having the courage to take that on. And I go, and I was kind of taken aback, and I go, you had an experience? And he said, yeah, I saw something sometime. Maybe sometime I'll talk to you about it. And I said, hey, that'd be great. And, I gave him my card. And I mean, this has happened time, if I can call you George, if that's all right, time and time,
you may not.
Time again.
You may not. That'd be funny.
I've just, and it's people that I would not suspect. A friend I worked with in the legislature years ago had an incredible experience when he was in the Navy on a ship. And then when he got back to shore, the suits came aboard and told him it was a national security thing not to talk about it. And you know what? They didn't talk about it, but it happened in the 50s. I mean, you all have seen that type more so than I have, but now, but here's my fear, guys, is that I'm getting some clown that's he's a plant that's going to give me a false flag, and then I'm going to come forward with it to embarrass the UFO community. So I'm very leery about exposing any of this, and especially my friends, because they've confided in me, and I get it. And I'm catching hell too. I get the calls every day, and I totally expect to see this in whoever runs against me in the next year or so.
Sure. For sure. And especially in that state, it'd be like, oh, you want to fucking vote for UFO guy?
Yeah.
And that's a stereotype. Yeah. Although I'm sure his constituents are like, sure. Like, sure. Yeah. His constituents are like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, yeah, we're fine with you looking into it. But I don't know. It's probably because, they probably have younger kids, and they're who knows, but we know kind of what the boomer generation kind of thinks. Some are open-minded if you live by like, if you live like in Sedona or like, if mystical Northern California, but like other people are not as keen on that. They're like, no, it ain't. And honestly, it would be cataclysmic if there was to be confirmed like aliens to come down. There would be a lot of cope, because the copium would flow, because it would be like, yo, no, they were invented by God too. And then that whole thing, and then
would freak
some people would think it's the rapture, right? Yep. Some people would think it's the rapture, and they're like, why didn't I get raptured? And it would just be chaos.
Out. It would be absolute chaos.
Chaos. Does the absolute degenerate fucking me want to see a little bit of it? Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Kind of interest me to see complete chaos.
Because
Anarchy.
and here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I would say, no, does part of me want to see it? Yeah, because guess what? It would. All these people that are so devout in their beliefs. No, it can only be one way. It can only be this way. Swear to God, up and down, I'm gonna raise my kids. I'm gonna raise fucking generations of kids in this particular line of belief. And you can take it for what it is. You can say religion, or you can say whatever, but it doesn't matter. Everybody who's so fucking devout in their linear train of thought, it would blow their fucking mind.
So you're saying you just want to? I mean, personally, yes, I'd like to be vindicated and because I do believe. But however, if in UFOs, but I don't want to. I wouldn't want to purposely see like everyone's heart break at once. But at the same time, I want to be right. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a hard
right,
like, a hard proposition. Right.
And it's not even a matter of me wanting to be right.
You're more mad at the fact that they're not open minded. You're like, see, I told you, open your mind instead of like your heart's broken, your God's not real. Like that's fucked up. But like,
exactly.
But there will be so many people saying, "Fuck you, your God's not real." I knew it. Like and that would just be.
I would not be told you so. It's not that. It's the fact that. How did you not consider these other possibilities?
Oh yeah.
As you live your daily life.
You live by a book that doesn't allow you to think about those possibilities.
A 2,000-year-old book, which didn't make sense to begin with. Maybe it did. Maybe aliens tell us, hey, the whole fucking book was fucking perfect.
Yeah, that was our story.
We don't know.
Moses was an alien. The tablets were alien. Everything was just everything was placed here like the Truman Show, like by aliens.
But that's what I'm saying. It's every day I get up, I fucking question the whole fucking world around me. Even when I go to work, I question the people around me. I question the processes. I question what we're doing. Like I work for a big company, and I'm like, but are we doing that right? Doesn't make sense. 18 people got to finger that fucking product before it got to where it needed to go.
Absolutely.
But if
everybody gets a cut.
If we would have simplified the process, that product would have been touched 3 times and been in the spot it needed to be. But maybe that's a bigger picture for the way we're dealing with stuff right now. Is like
bureaucracy. More people, more eyes on it, more bureaucracy, more compartmentalization. We can't talk tonight. Compartmentalization. Like the more people, the more eyes, the more people interested in saving. They're holier than thou. They're the ones that know everything and know what's best for us plebeians, right? That's what people hate. It's the arrogance. It's the arrogance of thinking that a small group of people are like, okay, these fucking sheep, they wouldn't know what to do with this information if it was presented to them. They'd jump off a cliff like lemmings.
That's kind of like me in my new job. I stood up as a shepherd among sheep in my new job.
Hell yeah.
But I'm like, fuck, who the fuck are they hiring? I'm like, here's a funny thing is I saw it quoted in our little amongst the in-place chats. One of the people above me, way above me, a couple tiers above me, their catchphrase on the group chat, and I'm trying to say this without saying it. Their thing they put in there, they put their name, they put their photo, and it's a group, it's a work, literally a group or chat. And the catchphrase was herding squirrels at a rave. And I went,
is the name of the group chat?
No, that's just
what they think of the lemmings.
That's what they think they're doing. Herding squirrels, God. And it's 3 levels up for me. Herding squirrels at a rave, and I went, At first I went,
that is
cute. And then I went, oh no, I get it. I totally get it. Like,
I can't believe it.
You
they
literally,
yeah,
you literally feel like you're
bitch. That makes me so angry.
herding squirrels.
I mean, it's a good analogy. I've been to a lot of raves, and
and that's got to be difficult.
Phenomenal.
Because if you've got 300 squirrels running around at a rave, you're doomed. You're doomed.
You're never gonna catch them all.
Yeah, it's perspective, right? I'm
the
like,
original.
Right.
The original fucking Pokemon.
Right.
So yeah, that's the hierarchy we're in, and they're gatekeeping us from the truth, from better energy, from
I think they might be
a better system, our actual history, our ancestry, lineage, heritage, creeds, all types of things that could have been part of our DNA forever. We had no idea. So that's all been hidden. And remember, I said it last week, look into the Smithsonian, dude. The Smithsonian has a lot of artifacts that have been found. They go right to them. And that's it. They go into the Indiana Jones crate at the end of the fucking movie, and they later throw away the key. So look at that. All right, let's catch up here and keep going, because I really want to finish the representative here. But great conversations, great chats. Let's see. It's an incomplete book too. Hence the Dead Sea Scrolls and the 3 books that aren't in the main publication. The content of them doesn't fit their narrative, and we just ignored it, I guess, says TC All-Star about the Bible. It's true. Yeah, incomplete, written by so many different people, and people who won the wars, not to mention the very intelligent people that may have lost the war just because of, you know. So it's funny how that happened.
Yeah, the Bible to me is just
it's a retelling of a good way to live. It's a retelling of a story about how to live your life well. So people don't rape cows in the middle of the town. You know, like it was that basic.
That's a nice way of putting it. You're right. I think it's I think it's old wives' tales that were written down and collected over the years to try to keep the sheep.
Sheeping it. Absolutely.
That's what I think it is. It's keep the sheep. Guess what? Throw a little fear, throw a little fucking big tales out there, you know, like we parted the seas. Well, probably didn't happen.
To me, honestly, the dude's fake stuff. Oh, he's talking about the this guy's was the mountain the mountain beast stories on YouTube. What he was talking about. To me, honestly, the dude fake stuff and wants to profit off the UFO stuff. It's been happening. The footage looks cool. I guess the best ones are fake. I'll check it out. I mean, I'm no arbiter of truth. I see with my eyes, and I like to have a couple of beers. So anything looks good after a couple of craft beers. But
I'm not a giant Bigfoot guy, but
I'm ready to believe. But who knows, man? Who knows? The chupacabra could have been fucking real to a certain extent, just like the Bible. There are certain things that they've taken from it, like a retelling of a inspired by true events.
I honestly think
that's same shit.
I think that's the way it is. Yeah. I think it started off as like 10 stories that were probably true, and then over 100 years, it was 20 stories that were exaggerated. And then after 300 years, I mean, come on. Let's be real. Picture 300 years in America time right now.
Jesus. 300 years ago was, 1723?
Yeah, it wasn't Jesus, but it was 1723. But it's the tales that have been handed down over the years. They're not perfect pen and paper tales. They're not documented on video. We've literally been trading down wives' tales or hand-me-down tales.
And they're all pretty similar,
for 2023 years.
Right.
Am I gonna, as a modern day human,
what's so hard about it?
The way my brain fucking figures shit out is like, am I gonna believe stuff from 2023 years ago? On top of that, I show up to church and they tell me, well, there's no such thing as dinosaurs. There was no such thing before Jesus Christ. I'm like, Bro, I'm pretty sure science fucking disproved that like fucking a long time ago.
James, come on, man. But you're a shill for big science is the problem. You're a shill for big science, and they pay you to agree with science and then come on podcasts and disprove Jesus.
Sure. My 89 cents a month paycheck proves that.
We have another if you guys like this, for example, I did a show with Mixelplix about faith healing, just like this. It was one of my top videos for a long time, and I'm not saying I have top videos. It's just people watched that one and liked it a lot, right?
I got you.
We went in for about 3 hours and talked about all types of shit. So he would understand this very much, and I would love to have a conversation and bring him on one night. He gets home a little late. He's back in Miami, but I'd love to have him on one night and talk about this as well, because I know, man, he killed it. We were going back and forth with the different religions and the snake handling religion. I don't know if you've seen that in Kentucky, where they do like a snake, but they're like praying to
unfortunately. Unfortunately, I have.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Hot Donna is from that general region, so she confirmed a lot of it. So it's awesome. Yeah. If you like that one, go check it out. But funny you should mention that cow rape on your next show. I've already done it. We did with Joey Butts. We did a show about food, and we looked at sweet and sour cow vagina. The person that was kind of fingering it's like the side of the road in Vietnam, and there's a chick. I implore you to watch that as well. Chupacabra is huge, but like for real though. But like, is it, they believe it for real because people have seen it, or they, I'm from a Latin country too. Like I was born here, but I get the whole mythos of being Latino, and a lot of it is like hyperbole. So sometimes I'm worried about like other Latinos in groups. Like it's very chismoso. It's like it's a lot of like it's a big game of telephone with Latin folks. It's a beautiful thing of ours, but we love good tea, and we might turn it into something else. So can you explain that a little bit more if you want?
Is that far different from being redneck, and you and all your redneck buddies get together and figure out y'all believe in something specifically? Is it that far different?
Y'all Qaeda?
Whatever it is, it's just like it's the same thing. You're like, oh, all my Brazilian buddies getting together and doing this.
Cuban, Puerto Ricans.
Cuban, but it's in Kentucky's like, well, fuck that. All my Kentucky buddies get together and we fucking believe in this.
Fuck that.
Same thing. Just because you got a group of y'all that fucking believes in something doesn't necessarily mean it's right.
Right. I'm just saying it might get out of hand with like people who get emotional about topics. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like, we're spicy.
Let's fight it all of Kentucky into the next chat.
We need a Kentuckian. We need a couple of Latina chicks of different, Caribbean, Dominican, a Brazilian, and then
couple Cubans.
We can start a communications company with that. We will. Yeah. We talk fast. All right.
Yeah.
So let us know if what that looks like in Chupacabra Town. Cow rape. Communist immigrants want you to believe you couldn't be raped by a cow. Our in-depth report provides otherwise. Tonight at 11. It's funny. I just took my news thing off the board, but I know how he said it. He's like, cow rape, a communist immigrant.
Yeah.
So good.
Cow rape. Communist immigrants want you to believe there couldn't be raped by a cow.
You believe
our in-depth report.
our in-depth analysis about cows getting molested. So let's finally finish up with this guy because he's got a little bit more to tell. But here's Representative Tim Burchett.
Sure. And it's going to come from high up, and I suspect they'll be well funded. But because I'm making a lot of people uncomfortable. Do you know what? That's when they fire at you, when you're over the target. And dadgummit, boys, we are over the target.
Absolutely. We are over the target. And I really appreciate, Congressman, the way that you've dealt with the issue. Of course, you will get slings and arrows. And welcome to our world. Of course, people are going to try to feed you disinformation. And so you need to vet everything. And, there's a couple people here you can vet stuff with. We've seen most of it. But here's the question I have for you. We have been talking personally for a long time now about these hearings coming up, the importance of having pilots and people with direct experiences come forward to the American public and say on record, under oath, what it is that they saw, heard, experienced, or know. Have you seen direct attempts to sabotage these hearings, which we have been talking about for quite a while now? Have you seen direct, or have you seen instead cooperation?
I have seen cooperation, but it's sort of like the government. One side saying that these don't exist, and the other side saying fund us so we can study it. I've seen both, which is kind of interesting. When I get it, and the best work I do is one-on-one. If I've got a problem with the Speaker of the House, I'll go see Kevin McCarthy and say, Speaker, I need 5 minutes. And you know what? He gives me 5 minutes because they realize I don't bother them with a bunch of garbage. And I've done the same with Chairman Comer. I felt blowback. I felt that that people are trying to move this thing off and to kill it, so to speak, and turn it into some sort of partisan thing. And then yet I'll go to see Chairman Comer and we have a one-on-one and we work it out. Because I think in their heart, they want to see this thing. They want to see the truth out as well as anybody else does.
What was that thing that we saw in the press just yesterday that Chairman Comer was saying that some people had failed their background test? Because I know, and you know, some of the people that should be testifying. What did that mean? Who failed a background test?
Well, I talked to Chairman Comer about that, and from what I understood that was a mischaracterization, and I hope that's what was conveyed to me in the strongest way possible. And I believe, and the press does this a lot, they and it's not their own fault. They'll get some background information.
This is the important part, by the way. And
I think that if it wasn't a mischaracterization, some people got scared and went back underground. So that's that. So whatever the positive is that we're still having the dadgum hearing. And I don't know who's,
you're still having it.
As I've stated, many of those people are going to be tried to be discredited. Somebody's got their ear. But again, I think that's a good sign that we're on the right track with this hearing. I don't know what you all think about it, but I think that the press asking those questions and saying those things at the right time, it couldn't have been a better thing for us.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to get to. So that was what the most important part for me was, for him to say that we're actually, see, whenever I get out of that screen, that's when my chat goes away.
That's when you say, shucky dag
darn doggummit. Yeah, he was. Yeah. But here's the thing. Like I said earlier, we might be completely different on everything, our philosophy for every single thing down the line. But as long as you're doing something that I want happen, go for it. I don't think I'm going to, vote for you. I don't know. Paul, I don't live in Tennessee.
Let's approach this from a singular angle for a second. Let's approach this. Just let me throw this out there. What does this dude have to gain from telling these stories?
Nothing. I mean, unless like the two things that we just talked about. Either
you look like a crazy redneck.
Either they have his family in a cave and they threaten them daily at a rifle point, or they have a tape of him having relations with something he shouldn't be having relations with, and those are the two things that will drive a man to do anything. Name another one.
He could just be an honest dude that's like, I'm so being honest with everybody. Like, I look like a fucking idiot. He just could be being honest.
Yeah.
And being like, he's like Peyton Manning on Truth Serum. He's just being like, no, this is what happened. I'm just telling you what happened. Maybe he's that honest Joe, where he's just being so fucking honest that people are like,
that's the way politicians should talk too. I mean, if you think about it, yeah.
They never will. They never, ever, ever will. But why, if you're a fucking representative or a senator or whatever, why would you fucking come out and say this shit?
Because we need to do it. It has to happen. So
that's my point.
Yeah.
Well, like,
they haven't threatened him yet. It's always the common denominator of like, have they threatened my family? Everybody has a family. There's no like lone rogue wolf that's like, I'm here.
Of course.
Like, he had to go through a path to even be in this situation of like being a politician. He had to be
Right.
vetted all the way up. By the time
Right.
you even sniff anywhere of influence, you're already getting recruited by the so-called Illuminati, you know, the fucking people who run the shit, and they're like, hey, do you want to be the best singer in the world? You got to, you know, dispose of a child every evening, you know, by consuming it. You know what I'm saying? Like, immediately you're going to be recruited into one of these people who run the shadowy government.
I mean, here's the thing. And anybody from the South, don't read into it, but as soon as I hear a Southern accent, as soon as I hear a Southern accent, I'm like, uneducated.
Oh, well,
I just do.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Every time I hear a Southern accent, I'm like, hey man, we gotta go get this fucking thing up on the thing, grab some watermelons, fucking go do this, grab some peaches, and I'm like, all right.
Okay.
They quit school and fucking.
And you've been all around the country because you're a military brat, so you've met these people in person. So it's not just him going off on.
It is not, and I'm not, and I'm
self-deprecating racism.
No, because there's literally 42 million people way smarter than me in the South, and they all speak with a Southern accent. It's not an accent thing. It's just one of those things that has been engraved.
What if a doctor comes in and you've had you need a procedure, and the doctor comes in and he's like, hey, ding,
hey man,
what's up, fucker? What we're gonna do is we're gonna
bend over and fucking turn around. I'd be like,
but he's like, doc. People are like, no, he's the best there is. He's the best scientist.
Like, thanks, doc.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's just one of those stereotypes that in my head,
right?
If you come wailing in the room with a Southern accent, I'm like, no.
Prove me wrong. You already have less credit than you had before.
But there's 32 million people, like I said, that are way smarter than me. So I'm not that shallow to think that's the way the world works.
I'm gonna read you all case law. Sit down.
Right.
You know,
this dude is obviously, you made it into politics. You got to where you got your seat. I'm looking past your accent.
He's got to. Please do. That's because.
And I am
past what he's saying. He wants to help us in what we want to do. So,
but here's
he's an ally.
Why would you jeopardize? Why would you put your seat in jeopardy, right? Or, why are you saying the things you're saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, why are you saying this?
Yeah. What's the benefit? I hear you.
You have to have something that in your background that perks your fucking spine up and makes you fucking stand up and go,
this is constitutional. It's constitutional.
Bro,
people, I see these things. Pilots are coming to me that I work for the government.
Right.
Pilots, this is credible. It's compounded between all this evidence. I can't ignore it anymore. And it's constitutional, and it's unconstitutional to have a black budget with unlimited, no oversight. That's basically it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. It's unlawful because what if there was a conflict? Our military fights our own military? That's ridiculous. You know? So we got a couple to read. So actually huge. There's a lot of stories about it. He's talking about Chupacabra.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, there was a series of events that are covered by most viewed by I saw that. Yeah. Animals found without any blood and all sorts of things almost like the Skinwalker Ranch for sure.
Anybody watch the Skinwalker Ranch? Because I find that fucking show pretty fucking fascinating.
Is it? What is it?
You ever watch it?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I think they're trying to meld everything into one as well, like with the Chupacabra, like, you know, with everything that happens to the Skinwalker. That's a whole nother episode, by the way. If you want to do, there you go. Part 5 can be Skinwalker. But there is an infinite amount of different things found on that fucking farm, from UFO shit to like dissected cows to like, you know, things that he's talking about. Yeah. He also says there's a lot of talk about werewolves.
It's a trip.
Yeah, I guess werewolves are kind of like Brazil's version of the Sasquatch. My entire family on my mother's side has stories about werewolves. Every single one of them, but my mother. Shit, that's fucked up. If you can extract any, let me know. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Dadgummit means hijo de puta. I agree. Son of a bitch. Hijo de puta is literally son of a bitch. It's like dadgummit for people who can't curse. Right. And then Mixel, you guys want to stop and consider the sizable paradigm shift you would be putting on people if they suddenly found out that 100% real, for real, that we were beyond a doubt not alone. Yes, we've been harping on it for the last 2 episodes, and we should, if you're just bored one night while you're creating something, Mixel, like art wise, put that on and see what comes out, because we asked the big questions. And I really wanted one to be just about the religious aspect of it, if I can dig up enough to share. However, I mean, the religious, they would absolutely, some lose their mind. Some people would think, I'm not sure if you were here for this part, we talked about it earlier, some people would think the rapture was happening, and then some people would be certain of it, and then other people would be like, why am I not raptured? And then that faction will come out, and then the Catholics, it would be a great TV show if you think about it, like Game of Thrones. And then the Catholics are
there's one of the onto something there.
There's a UFO at the Vatican that they say that they retrieved. So that whole conflict of how like the Catholicism is going to keep that under wraps, and how they're going to, you know, somehow make it their own, like suppress whatever they can, but like say like, oh yeah, we knew about this all the time. Yeah, aliens are Catholic, you know, like, oh fuck. So what you said earlier, like, see, we're not alone, is not so easy, because people are going to be like, oh, it's, yeah, well, Catholic God made it, you know, and then how easy is that to say? So, so there's that. And, you know, the Jewish people, I'm not sure how they would react. I mean, I would imagine the same way, because they just, it's a little different than Christianity. But other than that, God is real. That would shatter them
probably be a little more like this.
There you go. All right. And then, God, everyone will react differently. And that would be the chaos and entropy of every country would be the fact. And, you know, I'm not sure if people would just stop working, or just not, I don't know, not be productive anymore, knowing that there's something that could just destroy us at any moment. That could be something. I'm not sure how I would feel, but yeah, feel free to.
I don't know, but let's say the mothership showed up over fucking North America,
District 9 tomorrow,
and everybody freaked out. I'm sure there's higher ups in the banking industry be like, your mortgage is still due on the 30th. I don't care if there's a fucking mothership. I'm CEO of the fucking bank, and let me tell you,
it would be ridiculous. Because look, what if you were a homeowner and you sublet, you know, your thing is to be a landlord, and you know, it would break you, and you would be like, oh my God, I don't care about shit. What is that guy just like get a free house forever? You know, like he gets to squat there. You know what I mean? The bank repossesses it. If that happened,
until the aliens blew it up and it wasn't an actual address anymore.
But think about it. Think about it. Like, so many people would just leave their everyday thing so distraught. And some people would be sick. Some people would be sycophants. I think some people would also be like, the leader, the aliens have come to save, you know, like there'll be a whole cult of those people that they were like super pro alien. And then there's like the military faction. There's going to be like 150 different factions of everything coming at that different.
I'm on let's defend our planet. Win or lose, let's defend our planet.
But should we start defending it before they land? Like, if we just saw them coming?
No.
And should we just blow them up right there before they were like, hey, we had a way to cut, you know, we were going to cure childhood cancer. We just had it in this vial for you. And that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
And here's the reason why. If you actually see the motherships land, the reason you don't go fucking attack them is because, one, you don't know what they're here for. Two, your weapons are probably pretty fucking primitive. So you're probably launching a fucking death campaign.
Pea shooter.
So chill out until you got some kind of fucking plan. And your plan's probably going to be shit if their fucking actual ships and fucking weapons work fucking perfectly. You're probably doomed anyway. So I don't know. Maybe.
But James, that's the key. The key is that a part of our military arrogance is to also keep us in the dark, that we don't have anything to counter whatever they can do. So that's different than knowing. So knowing that you're protected from is one thing. Knowing that you have no competition, there's no combat that you can engage in that would come out with a good outcome. You would just vaporize it because they fucking own us. That's something different. Because coming to terms with the fact that we're owned and we're something's bitch is way different than just like, oh, cool, look, aliens, you know?
I understand.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is, let's be honest. If we do have some sort of black closet secret knowledge that would help us out on this, that the American public doesn't know, I'm the American public.
You are. You are with the people.
Right. Then hopefully the people that have this knowledge and can make a difference actually fucking show up and make a fucking difference.
That's the congressman we just saw. That's the guy. That's Representative Burchett. I mean, he's doing it. He can't prove to me anything else. He's anti-establishment. He is calling his own government into question. He's questioning everything, just like you said. And I like that. I'm going to follow that more. And not a fan of Matt Gaetz, but if he's going to knock on the door, I'm going to be watching. If they run, that's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just two people.
I understand.
Two people that. It could
Don't get me started with the forehead.
If Skeletor, the Easter Bunny, and Santa Claus were at the door of Area 51, that's where I would be tuned in. You can catch my live stream. I'll probably just and just do it live. By the way,
Skeletor, the Easter Bunny, and
Santa Claus.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn. I do declare. I smell.
I say, boy.
To blackmail him.
No aliens in there.
To blackmail him, he'll just throw some corn on the floor.
I'd be there too.
I'll say whatever you want.
Answers. Yeah. I'd invite my buddy Yosemite Sam because he'd shoot his way in the front gate. Literally.
Ooh, by the way, that talk about a UFO so huge that they couldn't move, so they built a building around it right in South Korea. Some people say that supposed building is the Vatican. Wow. But yeah, Coldheart said that it's actually in South Korea with a K. You fucked him up forever. He's gonna remember how to spell Korea now. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
We teach lifelong lessons here now, man.
We do.
Thank you for so much that you shared today. Hell yeah. I'm gonna check
either that or we question lifelong lessons.
He might question it. Don't take our word for it. We're just disseminating the news.
Yeah.
Let's check out this next thing here because I know that we're super over time. How much time you got? Time for one more segment?
I got a couple minutes. Let's do one more segment.
Okay, cool. Right. Let me pick a good one here. So,
we said at the beginning, oh, this might have to be 2 parts. Oh, it might have to be 3 parts. I think we're on a 10-part series.
This might have to be 75 parts, boyo.
It might be.
All right, cool. So let's quickly check this out. So, not that I'm partial to this YouTube channel or anything. It's just they showed the most that I had researched. So I wanted to condense it into one kind of video instead of popping around. Right. So you want it with sound or with no sound?
With sound, please.
With sound, you got it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's check this out.
Scaleless blackfish.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just started this without thinking. So I was in the car the other day and I was thinking, man, there's some aliens we already have on Earth right here, like things that look alien as fuck. And these are some that kind of all fit the bill. And stop me if you have any comments or if you want me to stop the video.
Sure.
I'm sure I will too. But we'll do about 10 minutes here, kind of skip around. These things are disgusting. Do you have any animals that you think are alien for sure?
I'll be dead honest with you. Before you even threw this clip up, I know this creature is from the ocean.
It is.
Most of the things that I think would be alien would be the damn depth of the ocean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's because they're of this world, but they're not of the world that you and I would recognize on a daily basis.
They're not part of our world.
No, but they are part of our world.
Right, they are.
Right.
So much so that we can't reach them. And
correct.
Maybe we're the ones that are on the bottom. Think about that.
Oh. I see what you did there.
If
you flipped it.
I flipped it.
Yeah.
If you see one you like and you want to talk about, let me know.
Yeah.
This dangerous alien-looking fish was discovered with several others, most of which were quickly identified as local commercial fish. The discovery of those fish was a bit surprising. Researchers had previously thought that once larvae...
Can you imagine if it was fucking terrestrial? If these terrifying things were actually, we would change the way we fucking walked around the streets if there were those things, like with legs and shit.
Yeah, I'd
You
freak
got
out.
swept.
And you lived in Las Vegas. You probably seen some shit.
Yeah, but I don't even like fish, and to see these ones that look fucking creepier than creepier is just fucking trippy.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have a treat for you.
So far away into areas with less than ideal conditions, they were goners. Dragonfish tend to live deeper in the ocean, which is why most people never come across them. Little did they know, the larvae were thriving in their own eddies, small circulating sections of water that typically move against the current.
The larvae is terrifying.
Dumbo octopus.
Oh, this one's cute though.
Dumbo octopuses move by slowly flapping their ear-like fins, and they use their arms to steer. These UFO-looking creatures are foraging predators.
Thanks, my man. Have a good one. Thank you for sticking around so long. Really great to meet you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll see you next week. We'll I'm not sure if we're doing this one next week. We'll do something next week, but check us out. Later, bud.
Gigi.
And eat pelagic invertebrates that swim above the seafloor. As there are very few predators in the deep sea, Dumbo octopus's primary predators are diving fishes and marine mammals, including tunas, sharks, and dolphins. Due to their preference for extreme depths, they are only very rarely captured in fishing nets and are probably not threatened by human activities. The name Dumbo octopus refers not just to one species, but to an entire genus of deep-sea umbrella octopuses, noted for their fins that resemble Dumbo the elephant's ears. Sarcastic fringe.
This is fucked up. This thing is from Jurassic Park.
Head. This species is known for the incredible display behaviors in which combating males engage when defending adjacent territories. Sarcastic fringehead is a tube blenny, so called because they live in burrows or tube-like structures created by other animals. In the case of this species, the shelters are those created by burrowing clams or by empty snail shells. Some individuals have even been observed living.
That's fucking terrifying, bro. You saw that like outside your door, and if it was like as big as a dog,
dude, that's a fucking LSD trip right there.
You've seen that? I mean, that's the opposite. I listen to Pink Floyd and smoke some weed.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
That's a bad one, bro. James, I don't want to hang out with you, man. You got any LSD? We're gonna see sarcastic fringe heads tonight. We're gonna see him tonight.
I mean, look at it. It's a rainbow, terrifying fucking. I could not draw fucking horror it's accurate.
It's a cross between like if it was terrestrial, right? It'd be like a Komodo dragon crossed with a fucking the predator, like the big predator. Like that's a hell of a thing to develop over time. That's nuts.
Look at those fucking teeth.
Yeah, man, that's nuts.
Bro, and the rainbow colors make it look like it's like, oh, it's cute, like Starburst. No, it's not.
Come touch me,
like Starburst. Yeah,
I taste like candy.
Yeah.
Living inside soda bottles or other man-made materials. Little is known about the feeding habits of the sarcastic fringehead, but scientists expect that the grossly oversized mouths of the males may negatively affect their ability to feed.
You think?
Anipnias. Species in this genus have developed webbed, swimming fin-like structures at the front and back of their bodies, which enable them to swim up off the surface of the seafloor and to journey as much as 1,000 meters up into the water column. This is thought to help the alien animal move to new feeding grounds and avoid predators. The Anipniastes move using a few methods. The first is that they move their anterior veil in a rowing motion. The second is that when there is a current, the organism will use their tentacles to pull themselves down the current. They also move using a pushing motion with their...
Yeah, but where's his asshole? Is what I want to know.
It's right below the tail.
It's right below the tail.
Right
there.
Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, you see two little back legs and a little tail, and a big perm on top, and a little. This one's definitely had kids because it's got that poofy mama belly.
Yeah, definitely. And her hair's nice
probably,
now.
Yeah, it's probably right in there somewhere.
Yeah. I would like to watch this thing poop and see what happens.
I would not.
Tarsius.
Oh, this fucking thing,
The fur
dude.
is thick, silky.
This is like an acid trip. He's on an acid trip.
The tail is scaly on the underside like a rat's. In most species, it has an edging or terminal brush.
I've never seen him.
Enormous eyes.
More paranoid.
Oh my God. Or just took like 45 lines.
and padded digits are adaptations that evolved in the tarsier, a nocturnal arboreal primate of the rainforest of Southeast Asia. This alien-looking predators includes small carnivores, predatory birds such as owls, and people. To protect themselves, they hide in burrows. For the past 45 million years, tarsiers have inhabited rainforests around the world, but now they exist on only a few islands in the...
You saw that one? High as fuck. It's chilling, bro.
Because he doesn't have his eyes wide open. He's fucking actually taking a nap.
He just fucking...
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Blunt to the face.
Narrator just said, for the past 45 million years, these fucking creatures have been doing this.
Yep.
Religious-wise, that doesn't make any sense. There was nothing around 45 million years ago. Earth didn't fucking exist until fucking Adam and Eve and fucking Bible, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, but if God made this, then it all fits neatly in the story. Think about it.
But science.
Then see how circular this is, and then I can say, and you're a science shill that loves science, and you're a godless science whore that also is in a science cult. They just turn it right back on you.
But that's so interesting that you bring it to that direction, because guess what? Aliens. It could never fucking happen.
You know what? Aliens.
Same way dinosaurs never fucking happened, because Jesus Christ in the Bible said fucking life started at this exact point.
Well, somebody put them there. Remember, somebody put them there.
Sure.
So then much later on, people can be like, we dug up. There could be no God. Obviously, God. There's no mention of dinosaurs. So they came up with the weirdest thing possible.
Yes, because 2023 years ago, there were smart enough people to go, ooh, you know what would be a great hoax on fucking humanity?
In like 2,000 years? It's gonna be
let's go bury some fucking random shit.
The longest con.
You got all your fucking chicken wing bones. Let's go bury all those chicken wing bones, but let's put them in the shape of a fucking dinosaur in the ground, because that'd be a great concept.
And that way, you know, we can be like, I told you so. Our like great to the 20th power ancestors will then hopefully they understand to throw this joke on people.
Right. Or they'll be so confused that they don't know what is actually fucking real or not real.
That's where we are.
It's the long play.
And this is where we've landed, where we don't know if anything's fucking real.
I know that little fucking shit in the tree is fucking real, though.
He's fucking with me, though.
That little fucker.
You know what a chimera is? Oh, God.
These
motherfuckers can have their own show.
The chimera are an alien species and the main antagonist of the Resistance series. But the animal chimera have elongated soft bodies with a bulkhead and a little gill opening.
Fuck is that?
They grow up to 150 centimeters in length, although this includes the lengthy tail found in some species. In many species, the snout is modified to an elongated sensory organ. Like other members of the class, chondrocytes, chimera skeletons are constructed of cartilage. Their skin is smooth and naked, lacking placoid scales, and their color can range from black to brownish gray. For defense, most chimeras have a venomous spine in front of the dorsal fin. They use these fins to fly through the water. Mantis.
This one is fucked up. So you're saying to me that thing has a poisonous rod in the back of its ass?
Yeah.
Great. On top of it looking dead, it looks like it's passed on a while ago with that dead ass eye looking at you. It's got a poison venom tail. Normal.
Shrimp.
These things are fucked. This is actually a good one. I wanted to focus on mantis shrimp and then actual praying mantis and
praying mantis are definitely, if I didn't remember it earlier, but I've encountered many of them in my lifetime, and they are fucking aliens.
Absolutely. And they kind of look, you know, they're in this family. I guess that's why they call them mantis shrimp. Like this, I imagine a world, a planet with all these kind of crustaceans and, you know, buggy eyes and these fucking things. But they're beautiful. First of all, they have like incredible colors. Somehow the world makes shades of blue that I can't even imagine. I've never seen indigo like that. And it's cool as fuck. But they look super smart. They look like they know what's going on. They also punch.
They do, but I think their range of knowledge is just in their environment. Like they wake up one day and be like, ooh, move some sand, grab some food.
Yeah, it's instinctual for sure.
Gonna take a poop, gonna lay down, take a nap, and then they get up the next day and like move some sand. I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday. Move some sand, grab some food. Take
if anything
food,
happens, don't improvise. Right.
Right. Like I don't think they're like, ooh, you know, all those fucking humans that are outside the water. I'm gonna figure out a big way to fucking control them. Like I don't think they have that. I think they have the instincts of a fucking instinct, insect.
Yeah.
Like the basics. Like I know what makes my day work. I'm gonna
over millions of years of nobody protesting and not having vocal cords and ways to communicate in ways that like can be like, I hate my job. I don't want to do this. Maybe you should try something. There's no dissent in the animal world. It's like, I got to do this. This is what it is.
They're like,
it's instinctual over millions of years. It's not like us. We these stupid brains that keep giving ideas.
Right. Stupid. And they're like, I'm gonna move some sand.
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking move some sand.
Grab some food, and they're gonna go to bed at night. Gonna be like, fucking. I banged the neighbor Layla. Maybe we'll have some kids tomorrow.
Woo!
And then we're gonna get up, and I'm gonna teach them all how to move some sand.
Maybe I can deposit my sperm into an egg sac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Procreate.
Move some sand. Grab a snack. Take a poop. And then we'll get some rests. And then we'll get up the next day and do the same thing. Like I think they're beautiful creatures, but their neurons, their little fucking brainwaves are just so fucking tiny. They can only process so much information.
I meant smart for a crustacean, not like smart like us, but like smart, like, wow, these things look like they actually have like life in their eyes. Like that fucking thing we just saw, that shark we just saw.
Yeah.
No life. It just does. And you know what I mean? Without thinking, but it looks like these
all
guys
sharks are that way to me. Every time I see a shark, I'm like, I'd say that to fucking Sam and Dave. I'm like, they're big boxer boys. When they let them out of the fucking cage, when they let them out of the kennel, they just start fucking roaming the fucking kitchen, the living room, and the fucking down the hallway to the bedroom. And I'm like, boy, you guys are sharks. Get the fuck out of here. Like, go outside, take a leak, go do something. They're just
every day.
They're just taking in their environment. They're smelling everything they couldn't smell when they were in the kennel or outside. And
that's the simple pleasures.
They're just like, I'm like, you guys are being sharks. Get the fuck out of here. Because they'll do it for 15 minutes straight. And I'm like, you smelled all the smells. You smelled all the smells. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get
the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go the fuck outside. Pissing me off.
Ew. What is this?
I don't know.
This is a purple frog. That is disgusting. I got two more for you, and then we'll end the show. And thank everybody and do like a little bye-bye. And then we'll plan something for the next couple weeks. This is disgusting. Wow. I've never seen such a mammal faced frog. What is that? Never seen that before.
What
That's
the
disgusting.
Fuck just fell off him?
I don't know.
Rewind and let's watch this because this is fucking disgusting.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
The purple frog. I guess they're always purple. That's gross, dude. It's slimy as fuck, and it has like a freaked out. But yeah, that doesn't look like a frog at all.
No. No, that's some alien shit.
Allowing them to remain near stream banks where they typically reside. Its arms and legs splay out in the standard arenal body form.
What the fuck was that? What did he spit out? That was
spit out a fucking baby.
Allowing them to remain near stream banks where they typically
Maybe I can pause
reside. Its arms and legs splay.
Oh, he just did it again.
Maybe it's a rock. Maybe it like eats rocks and shits it out.
No, I think he spit out a baby.
Mixoplix says, we have a defense. We have Duck Dodgers of the 24th and a half century.
Out in the standard arenal body form. Compared to other frogs, has a small head and an unusually pointed snout. Adults are typically dark purplish gray in color. Males are about a third of the length of females.
That bitch is chunky.
Oh, yeah.
So, lastly, the ones that really interest me here are this one here and then that one. Boom.
Yes,
sure
that's totally weird. It's totally
this
weird.
Is the one. This fucking here it is. This is it. The giant isopod.
But first, do us a favor. Click that like button to inspire us. Subscribe to our channel
I will
and
not
click
do
the
that.
notification bell, and you won't miss any interest. Done then? The large eyes are compound with nearly
Oh my
4,000
god.
fat.
Oh my god. This is the worst one for me. It's a giant cockroach, dude. Look at that.
But it's like a.
That's every alien they've ever. That's the alien from District 9. Like they have like a shrimp kind of a thing going on, and those are the motherships that come down to the cities, and like that's the way I kind of see it happening. Like every city is going to be covered in like a huge fucking mothership, and then these fuckers come down.
But here's the thing. Let me ask you this. It's creepy looking, but let's say it's like 10 inches long.
No, look how big it is. It's not. It's giant.
Okay, let's say it's 14 inches long.
That's how big it is.
Yeah. Are you not just gonna step on it?
That's fucking crazy, dude. They can make more. Look at its face. It looks like it's literally a fallen. Like if I open a capsule and this thing is inside of it, all wounded. This is what it would look like in my mind.
I'm falling over. If I found a downed craft and I opened up the thing and that thing was looking at me,
looking back at you, and they're like,
it's got kind of puppy dog eyes.
Yes, it
But at the
does.
same time, I'm like, you're freaking me out because you don't really have a nose, but you got these weird fucking things going on.
Tentacles, and you can
whiskers.
move in the ocean.
Yeah.
And if those are found in the ocean on the surface, like kind of at the bottom, like look at how big that one is. And if that's found down there, what's below? Something bigger is down there that birthed you.
I'm probably stepping on them. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be so freaked out. I'm gonna be like, no,
just crack his whole shit.
Yeah.
Well, we know where you lay.
Yeah.
All right, and last one is going to be this one, which was interesting, the puppy face caterpillar, because
no, I can't do it. Just that one right there freaks me out.
It looks like it's like a service dog, and it's wearing like a service vest.
Yeah,
you know?
with neon fucking
eyes,
like bandit glasses on it,
oh my
like
God.
The little bandit like raccoon glasses that you'll put on.
Okay, I haven't seen
but
this.
They're
one.
neon because it's cool because he's from '80s and he's doing freestyle in BMX competition.
And it's cool, bro. Oh, we gotta watch. Okay, we gotta watch this one and the last one.
All right. Now,
Anterior and posterior, which, along with the skirt of the body, contain tubercles with hollow spines. When broken, release an irritating toxin into predators. Like others in the family Limacodidae, they rely on their slug-like anatomy to move. Similar to a slug, Archaea stimulea uses suckers and mucus to help them roll and...
I didn't like any of those words. Suckers, mucus, venom, all that, slime.
And adhere to surfaces. After pupation, the adult Archaea stimulea...
Why is that the most dragging looking caterpillar I've ever seen in my life?
After pupation, the adult Archaea stimulea...
Why do those things have to be so long, though? The thorns are just...
Why do they gotta call it pupation?
It's
another bad word.
Gross word. Pupation, mucus.
Lose all of its vibrant coloring and develops velvety dark brown anterior wings and cream posterior wings.
Okay, so it turns into the moral of the story is it turns into a beautiful butterfly after it's a fucking ridiculous alien-like caterpillar. I didn't see a puppy face though.
And it's just the fucking emotional look it had on its face.
I'm just saying,
like a sad puppy. Here's the thing: is the actual thing I'm going to take away from this one is I'm going to go to work tomorrow and I'm going to make it a point to use the word pupation in a sentence at work, just to blow minds.
It's going to be a hard one. Like you have to bring up some science talk and be like, in pupation, and everybody's going to be like, ooh.
Let's be honest, AC. I'm probably going to be like, bro, I got to hit the bathroom. Pupations.
I got it.
And I'm just going to walk away. And I'm going to leave somebody standing there going, what the fuck's he talking about?
I'm going to squirt out some pupation. I shall return.
He's got a poop? Is that what he's trying to say? Like, I'm going to make somebody question it tomorrow. I'm going to big pupations.
Is it weird if it's weird? Sorry, is it weird if I want to put one of those purple frogs in my briefs?
Yes,
yeah,
I said that
because it has a face. It has a face.
Yeah.
Like normal frogs are not anything. I think normal frogs, where we're used to, are more alien, looking different than anything else. Right. Those kind of look like that. Looks like a puppy. That's a puppy dog frog, and this next thing,
and not only that, but it looked like it had barbs all over it.
Yeah,
so like
not a good time, dude.
Like
dark brown interior.
Not a good time. I'm sorry.
All right, number one. Let's go.
Number
Because
one.
I got to take a leak.
I know it. No, we're gonna finish the show. Let's do it. So
Yep.
we got that right, and then number one.
At the first look, you might think a strange alien-looking creature. Gulper eel is one of the most bizarre-looking creatures in the deep sea.
No.
Its most notable attribute is the large mouth. This enormous mouth is much larger than the eel's body. The mouth is loosely hinged and can be opened wide enough to swallow an animal much larger than itself. In fact, this eel is sometimes referred to as the pelican eel. The gulper's stomach can also stretch to accommodate its large meals. This giant mouth gives the eels its other common.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to take a quick look at this. Have you ever seen this before?
No.
Me neither, bro. What is this thing? It's an eel with a fucking triangular mouth. I've never seen this before.
Oh, it's a trip.
Once I had to bring this up again because no, it's still bad. That is fucking crazy. He just opens his mouth and kind of waits. This is crazy.
The name of umbrella mouth gulper.
What?
Which one do you think?
Ugh. To me, this is the winner right here. The giant isopods. I just think that the final form in anything is going to be crab. I don't know. Crab to me is very scary. Like many arms, many ways to, like crazy face. Every alien we've ever seen has
grabbing
the
stuff, armor,
tentacle mouth.
very robotic.
Dr. Zoidberg. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Everybody has tentacle mouth. So that's always a scary thing for me. But yeah, that's some of the animals that kind of weirded me out. And if you come up with any by the next time we meet, let me know. Write it down.
I will.
Cool. Well, another one in the books, the third one. Shameless plugs. If you guys want to follow me on YouTube, that would be an amazing help. All my links are in my link tree wherever you guys are watching, from Twitter all the way to DLive, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And also find me now on Threads. I'm also on the Facebook, Twitter hybrid called Threads. Trying to grow that because that looks like a fun audience. So thanks again, James. Appreciate you coming and doing this with me again.
I appreciate you having me.
Oh yeah, we might take a week or two off between our conversations. I'm not sure if next week I just have to be able to confirm with someone, but we'll let you know. And part 4 through 75 is ongoing. But if you guys want to, follow me there. And again, thank you so much for the new subscribers on YouTube. If you guys are watching now or in the future, thank you for all those likes and views on the shorts. I've been commenting on some stuff, so it's fun, and I think I'm going to keep doing that. So I appreciate your support on that.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah, hell yeah. So look out for that. I also just informational stuff. So just look out for anything we do in the future and put on those alerts. So thanks again, bro. I'll see you next week. Go and empty that bladder bag you got.
I will.
I'm going to go too, because believe it or not, I didn't pee last time.
You're the man.
No, I'm my back teeth are also.
You're an alien.
That's what I was trying to tell you the whole time.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, brother. See you soon. Thanks a lot, man.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, everybody.